All right, back to it.
I told Sydney I would shoot her a message about something, and I did. So let's go ahead and start the show. Thank you, Billy. I see your pink boy. I will read all those.
Show.
So I talked to Sydney, and we have a long we have a long statement, guys. So let's jump into it. And I only need to like redact one thing roughly. I'll proofread as I go, because this all just happened within the last hour. Okay.
And from what I've seen so far, it was fucking insane.
So we're gonna redact that just so I have my
redacted
stuff. Don't boomer right now. This is not the time to boomer, guys. All right, now we're good. Okay. All right, now let's start it. We're gonna jump right in.
I'm curious what we got here.
And just jump. We're gonna start from the very first. Boop. There we go. All right. I got to be honest, guys. I'm kind of nervous. So I just, bear with me. A little nervous.
And he's got reason to be nervous, bro. He might lose everything because of this.
So let's just jump right into this.
What a fucking hero.
It's gonna be a little rough. All right. So first things first. Just making sure okay. So I messaged Sydney earlier, and I was simply, I had this idea. So here, let me tell you how this happened real quick. I saw Sydney liked my post about the quartering betraying his friends should affect his mental health more than just being on X, which he never left anyway. He deleted X, but he said he's taking a break from X, but he's been on it all day on his stream scrolling, so he's not actually.
He's a liar. He's fat. He's retarded. Oh, I clicked on the wrong things. Okay.
Taking a break.
I reordered all of my things, so they're all out of order. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't know which ones to go to. I need to label them left and right instead of normal and reverse.
So she liked my tweet about that. So I was like, oh, wow, Sydney. I haven't talked to Sydney in a while, And
I watch her videos a lot. I used to watch all of them, but she moved to daily videos, and I can't keep up with daily videos. Just too much.
I was like, right, you know what? Let me ask her something. So I messaged. And Sydney has always been super, super cool with me. So she replied. So here's what I said. I know this is likely a wild inquiry, but if you ever want to pop on my show for 30 minutes or something in the future to give your take on this quartering mess, you're welcome and invited. And shockingly enough, she immediately responded. She says, the reason I'm not okay, hold on. This is not the this is not the redacted version. I mean, it doesn't, to be fair, it's not a big deal, but just to have my bases covered. To be honest, it probably wouldn't mean anything if I showed it, but because it's not really very. Is that it? I didn't show anything. But anyways, there we go. All right. So she said she didn't want to come on the show for a certain reason. And it's because the quartering has threatened her directly with something. Okay. And there's another person involved. There's multiple people involved that have threatened her with something. Okay. So she didn't want to do it. Now, this changes pretty quickly. I'm going to be honest. And we start getting pretty much in the nitty gritty. Okay. All right. Okay.
Who knew that a hologram could smoke tobacco?
Okay, let's do this. Okay. I actually have a better plan to do this on the fly that's not going to take forever. And actually, I can do it instantly if I just do it this way. Okay. Oh, okay, it worked. Cool. All right. Here we go. I said, of course, that's what I imagined. I kind of got the vibe there was a bad falling out because, she alluded to that immediately from the beginning. She says, yes, I fucking hate him, which I was like, oh, damn. He literally could have.
He's got more of a reason to hate him than I do, though. He's just a shit content creator that he's a huge flaggot. But to her, oh man, he's just a straight up faggot.
Made me less of an enemy if he just shut his fat fucking face when shit.
Yep, we understand that.
Damn. But he could not help himself. I said I figured I would ask. I have to zoom in a lot, guys. So it's I have to keep pulling up the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. But I can just hit over. Okay.
It's actually good to keep zooming in because it keeps your eyes moving. It keeps your attention so you're not just looking at a screen of a guy just sitting there.
All right. I'm just going to read some excerpts from this next one because it's got a little bit of personal stuff in it. And then I think that should be it for us with the redacting stuff. I said all this happened because of his own words. And she's like, I would love to come on, but I'm intensely private. Jeremy, I'm paraphrasing. Jeremy he knows some information and that she doesn't want out, and he has zero morals, and he keeps threatening to basically dox all of her information if she ever speaks out about any of this.
What a piece of shit.
Okay, there you go. All right, Jared, just stay offline and mow your dog, please. All right, so now I think we're probably caught up with stuff we need to kind of avoid showing. There wasn't a lot, probably nothing really very dangerous, but I told her I would, and I want to keep to that. So there we go. Now, oh shit,
I got a lot of coffee made.
Oh, I'm reading them.
This is going to get more crazy as we go on. I'm going to get more crazy because I'm going to be drinking a lot of coffee.
All right, let's go. Fuck it.
I have a problem. I have a coffee problem. I drink way too much coffee. Maybe I need to have an intervention.
Boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 doo.
Doobie doobie
Blackmail. Of course, yes. So she said, I said, you're right about that. As someone right in the middle of the stuff, Jeremy has little to no recourse. No one believes anything he says, but you're right. Better safe than sorry. Because Jeremy is obviously going to make up stuff left and right and center to try to discredit anybody, which it's not going to work. But Jeremy is so consumed with like Xanax and alcohol that it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't even matter at this point anymore.
But Cody, he has a prescription for the Xanax.
She said he's such a I said he called a buddy of mine and told him that he was broke and being forced to stream because of Rumble. I probably shouldn't have fucking showed this.
That's funny.
Yeah, whatever.
We all knew it anyway. Like, he has to stream. That's part of the reason why he's got that fucking, what was it, $950,000 or something that he's not allowed to touch. It's fake money. He doesn't get it until the deal is done.
Yeah, so I'll just give you guys the deets on that. TheQuartering wants to quit streaming desperately, but Rumble will not let him. He has to stream every day on Rumble. So just letting you guys know. He does not want to stream.
That's why you don't sign fucking contracts, bro. You stay indie.
He hates streaming. He hates his chat. He hates everything about it. He doesn't want to be involved with streaming anymore. He basically has anxiety attacks the whole stream because everybody's calling him a cuck in the chat.
What
and
a pussy.
He can't take any criticism at all. So he's been pleading. I'm pretty sure, I'm implying that he's been pleading with Rumble to get out of it, and Rumble won't let him get out of it. So, suffer.
Suffer, bish. Suffer, chair.
Sydney says, Sydney's such a good person. I love Sydney, man. She says he's such a liar. He used to call me drunk, too. Say all kinds of shit. And we're going to get to that, by the way. Keep in mind, this is like the third slide out of like a billion. I got to the point where I had to record all of our calls because he says all this crap and then immediately walks it back the next day.
See, I saw that earlier. I didn't realize that she definitely still has all these calls, and she's definitely going to release them if she can.
Sound familiar? Does this sound familiar to anybody? He said he would go scorched earth and like ruin everybody's life tomorrow, and then he wakes up the next day and says he's too big for it. He's too important, too big. Everybody's lesser than him, right? That's what he does, right? Remember.
It's like his life is just constantly him making messes, realizing he fucked up and then cleaning it up, and then doing it again the next night.
He does.
Vicious cycle.
Yes, yo. The recordings, yes. I wonder what could happen with those. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, anyways. So look, guys, I know I'm like kind of stuttering. I'm like really nervous about all this because it's just gonna keep getting more and more and more and more wild. So Bearing, what's up, brother?
If it gets wilder than the place that I stopped at, then holy fucking shit, dude. This guy is completely fucked.
Okay, I'm making sure I'm trying not to show crazy stuff. She's like, I felt like I was going insane working with him, felt constantly like I was being gaslit. The funny thing is,
we feel you.
To the next one. The funny thing is, I'm so glad these are in order. I was really worried they were going to be. Let's just zoom in on that bad boy. She says, the funny thing is, when he approached me to work and stream together, I told him I would not work with another alcoholic. And if he wanted to team up, he had to be sober. He agreed, and it quickly fell through. No shit.
Yeah.
Right? What happened?
That's how it works with an alcoholic. They're a bunch of fucking liars. What is this? Why is this here? What was this here? Why is this blue here? Is this my microphone? The fuck? Oh, it was my cup. Okay.
The other day, he quit drinking cold turkey. The next day, guess what happened? The next day?
I remember that.
Yeah, he got caught drinking Fireball shooters. Like a degenerate. No. Who drinks Fireball shooters? The wine-based. He drinks the wine-based alcohol shooters, not the whiskey one. That's how down bad my boy is. My dog's barking. You hear him? All right.
I only get expensive alcohol. I do not get cheap alcohol. Cheap alcohol is for alcoholics.
So I said, I think he's trying to garner sympathy or something. Dude's a strange dude. He claimed he's going to expose me on X and then walks back to the next day. Just like
I got a bottle of bourbon over there that I've been drinking on for like probably the past 4 months, and I haven't even got to the halfway point.
With Craig, just like he did with everybody else. Yellow Flash, he's going to scorch earth and expose all of us. She says he gets drunk, talks insane shit, then he sobers up and realizes it's a bad idea. All right.
At least he's got that. My stepdad, he was just a constant piece of shit.
All right. And I said, let's be fair, he deserves it. I posted the Ren Fair video because he struck my channel. I didn't realize that would go viral and he would get banned from all the Ren Fair entertainment stuff. All right. She said, oh my God, I saw that. Well, maybe he shouldn't be a fucking predator.
Damn.
Problem is, if I say anything, his entire house of cards come down. I know some private shit about his personal life that makes everything make sense. And because I'm not sure of how I feel about publicly exposing that, I've said
nothing about this guy makes sense.
I said nothing. We're getting to it, boys. We're getting to it. All right. I know I'm having to work my way through these. Okay. Right here, I said he told me that normal people, the Ren Fair behavior was completely normal, and normal guys basically walk around filming women. I said, I guess I'm not a real dude. She says, no, they don't. What the fuck? And then she sparks out. This is something City does a lot, which I really enjoy. She just spams the keyboard. She's like, it makes me so angry. All right. Next. I say I'm going off on stream. I'm actually quite a few levels of frustrated. I'm usually super calm. And I said, you have an open invite, of course. And that's when she said, let me think about it. I just don't know if I want to be involved. I'm just proofreading to make sure I don't say anything a little bit wild.
I kind of feel sorry for her because I know she doesn't want to get involved, and she kind of has to because she has this information on him that the internet needs to take this guy down because he's a huge fucking flaggot.
Okay, here we now we're going to start getting into some real ass shit. You guys ready? This next one is about
booty
Publica.
ass shit.
So Jeremy claimed that he gave Sydney Watson $250,000 and she
Whoa!
just pocketed the money. She pocketed it, boys.
Damn.
She just kept the money and just betrayed
all
Jeremy
of it
for no reason.
Every single bit.
It looks like that's not actually what happened.
What? You don't say.
Actually, one thing I do want to put on the record, despite the lies Jeremy told, I was the only person who never got paid a single cent when the Publica thing was happening. Jeremy might have fronted the whole thing financially, but also every dollar went to him. And when I asked to see the books, he'd give me the runaround. Or when I asked if I could buy him out, he kept insisting I give him 100 or 200K. He pulled these random numbers out of his ass. Just completely out of his ass, boys.
That's what businessmen do, right? They just come up with a number.
What a fuck face. What a fuck face. Scam alert. He describes it as you getting $250,000 and then betraying him. What a fuck face. She said that is insane and never happened. All right. She says, you're welcome to legit read out what I said to you. I don't know if I want to talk myself between, and this comes back up a few times as to match what I said earlier. Between Elijah Schaefer and all this shit, I'm so burned out on being involved in drama and being associated with drama. This isn't who I want to be online, which I totally get that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes nowadays.
I totally get that. I mean, that's kind of like me, except
all of us were getting canceled during COVID. And now, when we're trying to cancel all these freaks, nothing happens. It's very tiring.
Here I am. It's what I'm good at, is talking to people and, reading. And now, to be fair, TheQuartering is really easy to read, All right. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure we're all good. But yeah, I never, ever made any money on TP. I also worked for free. I coordinated all our people, edited their videos, edited their writing. I was the content person. He contributed very little, but he would call me and badger me all about it. Again, this is actually part of the record I'd like to set straight because it is insane to suggest I made $250,000 when I didn't see a single dollar. Ooh, fraud alert. Fraud alert. I said that's Jeremy's MO. He likes to boast about how much money he gives to people who just betray him for no reason. And she says, yes, it's insane, and that's what started me to distance myself. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, here's a big... We're going to get into something here where he actually just stole money from her, completely separated from the Publica thing. Completely separated. He just stole money from her, and this is wild. Okay, let me take a swig. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it. All right, here we go. I don't know how this is legal, by the way, but yeah, he unironically stole money with it. Thank you, one in
It probably isn't.
for 2,000 kicks. Appreciate you, brother. I hate how I can't see subs on kick. Oh, I know how to do it. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure I ain't missing anything. I know you guys are freaking chopping at the bit. Trust me, I am too. Thank you, 401 social skill. I love you, buddy. 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. Jesus, guys. You guys need to settle down on kick. What the hell's going on? 00. Thank you, buddy, for your sub. Adderall gifted 5 subs. Adderall. Agent Orange,
Crazy
1,000
name.
kicks. I love you, buddy. Here's some support from One Nups. Thank you, buddy. And Felt Cell Phone. Thank you. Old School. Thank you. Bohemes, 5 gifted subs. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Capybara supporter. I love you, buddy. I appreciate you for your kickies. One Nope. 5 gifted subs. Jesus, guys, you guys are insane. I can't even keep it straight. All right, I'm caught up. Thank you, guys. All right, let's go. Just want to get those out of the way. Here we go. Blue. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. What caused me to start to diss myself and dislike him immensely actually had to do with my tea company. You guys ready? This is wild. When I read this, I was shaking with anger. When I was gearing up to launch, he said he would do my fulfillment for me from his 3PL. So we had a lot of phone conversations about costs, etc. He said he wasn't trying to make money off of me, and I said, great.
Awesome.
Foreshadowing,
Yeah, he's a fucking liar.
everyone. Foreshadowing. Maybe we can help you get better shipping rates for your coffee with the increased quantity of shipments, including my tea. I don't expect people to make $0, but I understand business. I thought it was so cool he prepared to break even to help me. Like, wow, it's awesome, right? Anyway, didn't turn out like that at all.
No.
Without boring
That's something that I would do because I'm actually a good person. Because fuck money. I fucking hate money.
the detail, 3PLs charge anywhere from 50 cents, maybe
that's why I don't have any viewers. Maybe that's why I don't get live stream viewers, because I don't like money, so I don't give a fuck about promoting myself. I don't give a fuck about grifting. I say what I want to say, and YouTube really doesn't like it, so I had to move.
$1.75 per item, depending on what it is, to pack and ship. Usually it'll be $1 for the first item, then maybe 30 to 70 cents for every item after.
At least you don't get banned for saying faggot and nigger now. They just don't push you in the algorithm.
So say someone was packing a 4-pack of tea, they'd charge $1, then say 50 cents 3 times for $2.50 for the whole package. 3PLs charge you for everything, including boxes. Ooh. Too late, Ram. Too late. All right. Building the boxes and adding special things to your order, etc. We talked a bunch before we decided to go with Jeremy. And it was really because he was my friend and we had a handshake agreement that he wouldn't fuck me over. Well, it is Jeremy Hambly, everybody. It is Jeremy Hambly.
Planted himself.
Keep in mind, I want you to see this last sentence right here. We agreed on $2.50 a box. How much does anybody in the chat predict it ended up being?
Goose egg.
Jeremy Hambly is somebody you have to have a contract with. Jeremy Hambly knows this. So Jeremy Hambly will openly manipulate you, right? A lot of you are getting really close in the chat, actually. A lot of you are way under. Woo! It's crazy. Jeff, yeah, you're under, Jeff on the road. How you doing, Jeff on the road? So what did Jeremy Hambly say early on in his career in a very, very, very early YouTube clip? He said he was extremely good at sales.
This is her getting charged, not what he's giving her. Oh boy. Yeah. $22.
Manipulating people and tugging on heartstrings. Remember that? Yeah, he still utilizes this shit to the day, right? So here we go. We agreed on $2.50 per box. We took this to mean per completed box. He ended up charging me $2.50 per item. Per item. What if there's 10 things in this box, dude?
Oh,
what if there's 100 boxes?
Yeah, that'd be like $25, right?
The quartering just makes like 10 grand for free.
Of course he does. He loves money.
He was charging her 5 times more than he agreed, depending on the quantity. Jeremy Hambly is supposed to be her friend.
Alcoholics don't have friends.
And he was charging her 5 times? I'm sorry you felt that way, Remy. Wait till you see how he responds when she's pissed about this, by the way. So, for a 4-pack of my tea, keep in mind how small little tea packets are, by the way. Contract or firm handshake. It was a handshake deal, right? You know Jeremy insisted on a handshake deal. You know he did, because he intended on completely destroying her. Because that's what he does, dude. The homie tax. Yeah, the homie tax where you get completely raked over the coals. So for a pack of tea, that was just $10. $10 was $10 just to pack it in a box. Jeremy charged her $10 just to pack it into a box. $8 to ship. So I'm in it for $18.
It's probably because he doesn't have any money to pay employees, so he has to overcharge his friends.
Just to get a single package shipped with him. Even in the most expensive places, $2.50 per item is fucking insane. His dudes get paid $15 an hour, so 1.5 of my boxes would pay for one of his guys' entire hours of work.
Yep. How fucking about that?
Everything else is eventually
He's charging his friends so he can pay his employees because he spent all of his money on fucking baseball dirt track and a Cybertruck and all kinds of other shit. Rolex.
Profit. So everything else is eventually just profit. So my first bill from him was fucking lunacy. And it was my entire profit margin. Yeah, no shit. The whole profit margin. Now, I want to give you guys some context here. This is the financial fraud robbing part of the DMs, by the way.
It gets worse, apparently.
There's multiple. And it was my entire profit margin. When I asked him about this, he said, you should have structured your business better.
What?
You just didn't realize what you were doing when you went and did
It's your fault for letting me fuck you over, bitch.
business with me, Sydney. That's what he was meaning.
Yeah, don't go into business with TheQuartering. Everybody's going to see this shit and they're going to know.
Partner with my dumb
He will
ass,
fuck you over.
Sydney. Should have done better, Sydney. Why? Because Jeremy is a god. Jeremy, no, he is a business god. Keep in mind, he's a multi-trillionaire business god. He's Elon Musk. He's the overweight, bald, smelly Elon Musk, right? So he's like, oh, you know what, Sydney? You just suck at business, and I'm a god, and I robbed you. Good luck. You're a dumbass. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That must be the only that might be the only honest thing he's ever said. There was no negotiating with him either. His attitude was basically suck it. So I pulled my product. He so kindly offered to pay to have it.
Yeah, fuck that.
Shit. I might have to.
No number is gonna give me. He's not gonna throw out a number that's gonna allow me to give him my shit.
I can
fuck that.
Show more on this one because I might have not done that for the thing. Yep. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'll just read it to you because it's like 2 seconds. I've never seen a message say show more inside of a DM. So I was confused. Oh, I'm passing some crazy shit. All right. So he said you should have structured better. There's no negotiating with him. He said, suck it. So I pulled my product. He so kindly offered to pay to have it shipped to Texas. I think he paid half, but it cost me thousands of dollars to get it back here. And he crippled my fledgling business all so he can make a few extra bucks. All right, there we go. Now we're caught up.
Well, he was trying to be a billionaire because he's 50 years old. He ain't got much time, and he's fat, and he's an alcoholic. He's got to hurry up and become a billionaire before he fucking dies. Shit's all messed up.
My cat's fucking freaking out, brother.
I feel you.
So I said, what the fuck is what I said to response. I said, what the fuck? All right. She says, I know this is boring, but it started me on the wow. This is the first instance that Sydney was like, wow, actually, this might be a very bad person I'm dealing with here.
No
this
shit.
This is a very bad person I'm dealing with.
I guess
that's
she didn't
what she's saying, you know? She said, I started to withdraw from him. She's like, I'm so glad I do my own fulfillment. I love writing little cards for people. I like to add freebies. I love the positive feedback I get from customers, but he fucked me. He fucked my ass. Just brutally. And he did it on purpose. God. This is making me angry. He did it on purpose.
Man, not anything to do with this. I fucking hate X, dude. They just completely shadow my posts. I don't get any impressions at all. I'm looking at my shared post and for the streams, one of them has 7 impressions, the other one has 2. What the fuck is that? I guess I'm not a big enough name. It's fucking bullshit, dude. I don't get it.
Purpose, and he tried to act like it wasn't a huge fucking problem. He is, and I said he's absolutely awful. This all tracks. He's burnt every bridge in a relationship he has ever had, including you. Robbed everyone blind. All right. She says, yes, I tried to explain the tea thing. Trying to explain the tea thing's a little hard because people need to understand how fulfillment works, and they probably glaze over listening. But the fact was, he prepared to fuck me over so hard for a few bucks and then told me to structure my business better. It was absolutely crazy. You opened my floodgates. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, the floodgates are definitely open. Okay. Just fix your business model, dude. Just fix your business model, dude.
He needs to take his own advice.
All right. She said, fuck consumers, just make more money. And I said in quotation, sorry, Sid, you're just too dumb to get it. She's like, this was the vibe. Thanks for the monies. She said, dude, it broke my spirit. You know extra why I hate him? You know why extra why I hate him? YouTubers already get a bad name when they launch a product because it's really usually just a total hands-off and fully controlled by a third party.
Yep.
Show is.
I know one product. I know of one product that's actually fucking amazing. And that's Sour Boys from Oompaville. That shit's awesome. Highly recommend.
Fully controlled by a third party, guys.
Not sponsored. Fucking obviously.
Most YouTuber businesses are fully controlled by a third party. His included.
Oh! We already knew that, though.
His included. There you go. There you go.
How about that?
She says, mine is not.
Ooh.
Dropship brand, dropship boys.
Oh, yeah, she has tea. I haven't tried it yet. I'll probably order me some Sydney Watson tea.
Says, I literally do everything, and people associate this with the Jeremys of the world. The reason I don't put my tea mentions in every video is because I desperately do not want to be like him. So yeah, his coffee's dropship, everybody. Enjoy. Enjoy. All right. She's like, I'm going to stop ranting. She does not stop ranting. Oh my gosh. All right. She says, she does the thing that she does, the blah. She's like, I'm gonna stop ranting now. You super open my floodgates. I have nobody to talk to about any of this. And when it bubbles up, I rant, basically. She rants when it bubbles up because you can't talk to anybody, man. You literally can't talk to anybody because Jeremy acts like a mafia boss. He strikes channels. He threatens you in different ways, which we're going to get to this. More of the threats and more detailing the threats. But everybody's so afraid of talking about Jeremy. Is he a mob boss? What is he? Who is this guy? Is his, like, all of his influence and clout, did it all go to his waistline? Is he a physical manifestation of his power? Hey, Willie Will-I Dot, what's up, buddy? This kind of seems like that, right? Kind of spooky.
Yeah, a guy like this, he cannot have the platform that he has. He's got to go.
But Sydney is brave enough, and we all need to give Sydney Watson some props here because she knows there could be repercussions for this. Now, to be fair, I think Jeremy's a bitch, but that's whatever. There could be repercussions from this, and she decided to share it with all you guys. So you need to give her some props because she's based as fuck
yeah.
for all this.
I don't know how I'm going to give her props. I'm already subscribed to her. And I guess I could watch more of her videos or put them on more in the background because I don't watch a lot of videos nowadays. Too busy.
We're going to keep going, and it's going to start diving into more and more stuff. More and more stuff. Okay. All right, boys, make sure you do me a favor real quick. Pause. Make sure you like this stream on YouTube. And if you're on Kick, make sure you post some bees. Thank you. That's all I ask on the Kick side. Post some bees, brother. And don't forget to become a sub on there if you're not. Thank you. Appreciate you. Jelly King, Low Temp Dabs. I appreciate you guys. 404 Social, I got you. We're caught up on the Kick stuff. I'm just making sure. Thank you guys for all your kicks, all your subs. Just in case this goes down, just in case this goes down and crashes and burns, my YouTube's gone in an hour or two, we'll have a backup. So make sure you got that sub over there as well. All right.
That's crazy that he's willing to just take down his whole fucking channel. What a G.
Let's continue, boys. Everybody hell Sydney. She's great. It would have been pretty wild if she would have came on. And she actually still might come on in the future. So don't get me wrong here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. This is okay. Here we go. All right. Can I clip this back? I don't care yet. Whatever. Clippers, yes. Clip channels are allowed to clip me. I don't mind. I do not mind.
Same.
All right. The throbber. So he robbed her financially. Okay. He robbed her financially. Everybody remember this. He robbed her financially. Okay. Now what happens when she confronts him? She says, I want to stay away from the drama because it stresses me out and I don't want to be known for this. He has threatened to sue me, leak my DMs, dox her basically. She said in a previous message.
He just does all of the things. He breaks all of the codes of the internet. The unspoken rules. It's disgusting.
Or implied that he was going to dox her people in her life that are not public people. Like the thing that Jeremy claims people are doing to him, right? He claims people are doing this to him. That's what he intended on doing to Sydney Watson. That's what he threatened her with. He was going to expose all of the personal, private people in her life. And then also sue her, I guess, which I don't know how a lawsuit's going to work when she has freaking text messages of him saying this crazy shit and phone calls of him saying this crazy shit. And then he's going to sue her? What? Just play that in court. Here's him being crazy. She said, "You're welcome to confirm this stuff here." She said, "Apologizes for venting my spleen at you." That must be an Australian phrase. I said, "It's all good. I appreciate it. I get it. I do wonder." Oh, okay. Hold on. We gotta stop. You know what, guys? Assuming that most of you are not blind, I'm going to let you read this before I read it live. But wait, there's more. You guys ready? I want you to read this one.
Oh, holy shit, dude. Oh, man. Okay, I just got to show this real quick. Nearly 1 month since the clip channel was taken down, and I still get this when I check YouTube Studio. Anyone else have to wait this long when requesting a review? Team YouTube finally fucking responded, dude. When was that? Is today 9th? No, it was the 12th. I didn't see this. They responded on the... Did anything come of this? Are they back? I wonder. I don't know. Casino... Is Clips channel back? There's a lot of stuff here. Spoilers. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody talking about it. You'd figure that somebody would be saying something. Let me check YouTube. Now Smash is live. Okay. What was the channel called? Go Casino. No, Casino. Damn it. It's weird typing sideways. Doesn't seem so. It seems like this is the Clips channel. Casino. Damn it. I don't know what the channel's called, but I'm guessing that, yeah, okay. What the fuck? That was gay. Literally. Alright, back to it.
Are you ready? Doobie-doobie-doo.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
That's the guy. Doobie-doobie-doo. Married man alert. Married man alert. Everybody in the chat. Married man alert. Married man alert. Right here, everybody. Whoa.
That's wild.
Buddy.
Not really wild. It'd be wild if we didn't already know that this was a thing that definitely fucking happened.
All I know is if Jeremy makes a statement about this, I need you guys all to comment on it. Say, I'm sorry you felt that way. Sorry you felt that way, bro. Katsu says, another feminist trying to take down my cool Christian bro, Jeremy. I asked specifically, did he ever imply or do anything creepy like in these drunk calls or anything? Thinking back to the Renfair stuff and how he acts. She responded, yes. Yes. Third Martian, brother.
I need to get off of X. I'm doing the Jeremy Hambly. I'm on X and I'm seeing a whole bunch of crazy shit that involves the quartering. I'm gonna have to get off there so I can save it for later.
Ooh. All right. Let's move on. Strike incoming text. You ain't lying, brother. You ain't lying, boys. Make sure you subscribe and all that shit.
Yeah, and maybe even a lawsuit. Fuck, man.
Yeah, because it's about to get heavy. It's about to get heavy, boys. Thanks to all the super chats. I will hit them. I see we already have some pink boys and stuff, so I appreciate you guys supporting this and keeping us going and doing this investigation into the Ham Planet himself. I'm trying to work towards more of it, so I appreciate it. All of it's very, very appreciative. And I'll actually read them and not cut the show off and not pretend like they don't exist. Okay, after making $3,000. Shit, I haven't made $3,000 on YouTube in like 4 years on one stream. That shit happened yesterday, and not a single. They read 4 chats and then turned the damn thing off. That's insane. Go on, take the money and run. Shit, I'm not reading that shit. Thank you guys so much. All right, here we go. Thank you, John. So, she said when we first met in 2021-ish, he was in Dallas for some event, and we all went to a bar.
Whoa, buddy! Met at a bar, of course. Well, not really. Met at a bar. But of course they went to a bar. This is Jeremy's favorite place.
I met a dude that night who I went on to a date, and that guy and I talked the whole time. I drove Jeremy back to his hotel with 2 other people in the car. The whole time he was going on about how he wanted to fight the guy I was talking to and basically saying he'd fight him for me. Jeremy, you gay. He's gay, brother.
Ah,
that is
gay.
That is I'd fight for you, milady. No, milady. He's Fedora Maxon. He's a simp. He's a cuck. He's a simp.
He's fat. He's broke.
Oh, damn.
He's going bankrupt.
She did say early. She says later in the text that there's a reason she's called the Cuck Destroyer, because he is indeed a cuck. Confirmed, by the way. All right, next one. Oh my God, Jesus.
He's a bigger cuck than Destiny.
So let me make sure. I got this next one's really bad. Let me just proofread this because I don't want to say anything crazy. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure because it gets bad. It gets worse and worse, and I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything personal, man. All right. He'd get drunk and randomly text me boobs or some similar shit. And later, we went on later to discuss the.
Is that not sexual harassment from your boss? What the fuck are we doing here, man?
Reason behind this is because he was on the off chance he was hoping that she would send him some tits. That was the point. It was the off chance that he'd send some tits. That's what he wanted, right? He'd say weird crap during calls too, oddly sexual shit. Yeah, no, think back to Ren Fair, everybody. Think back to Ren Fair. I can't remember specifics, but I complained to my manager.
Also, that podcast that he was on, he would just say the wildest sexual shit out of nowhere
about it because I was so weirded out. And I'd be like,
a fucking degenerate.
Okay, righto, Jeremy, and try to get off the phone as fast as possible, right? She says, I'm a massive prude. I'm not into that kind of thing, right? She says, I'm weird.
Also, you work together.
I'm weirded out about it. I don't know him. I don't want to know. Don't want to share about it. So him being sexual was always really alarming to me, especially after the Elijah Schaefer stuff.
I don't know anything about that.
I perceived what he was doing, at least in the early days, as hitting on me, and I made it super clear I'm not interested.
Yeah, that just means that you're playing hard to get.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on. For one, he's married. Two, he looks like a bald, fatter Shrek.
And also just his attitude in general.
Okay, that's not going to help, right?
Like, you can be those things if you're also charming and a nice guy and funny.
It's not going to help. Oh, the mask slips. The mask slips. Rejected. Felted. He's been rejected. He's been felted, guys.
I've never even heard these terms until Kino Casino drama happened.
Mailman says somehow Melanie will defend this. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got more to go, by the way. But yeah, everybody that's defending the quartering will defend this. Or they'll say, you shouldn't be talking about it. That's their entire rhetoric still to this day. The only people defending the quartering...
Yeah, they're probably like 60-year-old men.
On my timeline on X is, you shouldn't be talking about this. This is lame. Either A, it's like, too many people are talking and I don't care. And I'm like, okay, well, just don't listen. I don't understand.
Yeah, stop engaging with it, you fucking asshole. The only reason you're seeing this post is because you keep going to every post saying how much you hate it.
Problem. And then B, it's, well, you're just trying to cancel him. I'm like, bro, he's canceled, brother. It's over.
And he's not even actually canceled. That was a hell of a place to pause. He's not even actually canceled. Like, canceling is like deplatforming. You aren't anywhere. That's what canceling was whenever the cancel culture first started during COVID. Really, it started during COVID. I mean, it started before that, but it really happened during COVID.
No one's trying to cancel anybody. The canceling happened a month ago.
Yeah.
He just can't let...
It's just, he's a lol cow now. He got that lol cow status solidified. Like, we're not trying to do what he's doing. We're not the flaggots in this situation.
Let it go. So he's here. He's here. And he doesn't want to be here, apparently. Apparently, he's not. He has to stream 5 days a week. He's required to. He cannot. That's why he's suffering through those streams and completely getting his...
Yeah, congratulations. You fucking played yourself. Where do you go from here?
Did you watch the show today? I tried to watch a little bit of it. He wouldn't speak for 3 minutes at sometimes, and he would just say, and he would be completely looking at something else typing because somebody was rating his stream. Jeremy's asshole stretched by Adam Seller. What was that? That was the name of the raid, right? So it will continue until morale. The dead air Jerry, yeah, dude. Old dead air Jerry. He always helping us out, right? All dead air Jerry. Well, anyways, Klein, thank you for the 500 kicks, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna read all the kick messages and everything. Thank you, Jelly King 1000. I'll read the messages. Dragon Reborn. Thank you, buddy.
I was trying to watch him on Kick and like be part of the chat, but the chat was moving too fast. So I was like, well, guess I'm not gonna do that right now. He needs to put it on slow mode.
Shadow 5 gifted. Oh my God, Shadow, buddy. Cuckold Sam sandwich. Thank you, buddy. Pre-Dawn Corpse. Bro, I've heard this before. I saw a clip of your ass. Your name, Pre-Dawn Corpse. All right, let's continue. Make sure you guys follow if you haven't followed and all that stuff. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't. So let's continue, boys. Let's continue. I think there was a raid by the Ren Fair Creeper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you don't remember, Jeremy said he was taking a mental health break from X, right? He was quitting X. He's done with it. But then he launches a stream and he's scrolling X on an alt account. And people have already identified like 2 accounts now that are alt accounts, right? 2 different people have already identified.
Not to mention, before all this drama started, people were finding his alt accounts. Because I was a viewer of TheQuartering before all of this. I know things that were happening. And he kept getting caught with alt accounts.
Alt accounts. He can't get off. He's obsessed. He's obsessed with affirmation. He's obsessed with people talking about him. He sits there and Googles his name all day. He's felting himself. He's the first person in the world that loves to felt themselves.
Yeah, he's reverse rage baiting.
It's insane, right? He deleted his podcast channel videos 2 days ago and claimed that he got struck to pretend like he was a victim. By the way,
oh boy, I can't wait for that Count Dankula video.
He deleted them to pretend. And then he admitted that he deleted them because he was getting bullied. Because he claimed it was his editor. What editor? All of his videos.
Yeah, then didn't he say it was like a test? He was like, okay, well, why didn't you fucking say that in the first place? Oh, I know why. Because you're a fucking liar.
This is him just talking with no jump cuts. Ripped straight from a stream. What editor? You don't even need one. You just post the fucking video, you know?
Yeah, I don't think he even has an editor. Why would he have an editor?
So there's no editor. He can't afford an editor right now, which you'll find out shortly, right? You're going to find all this stuff out. You're going to find out his problems with sobriety shortly, okay? I would tell you on my show, but I don't want to take it away from the person that's going to be exposing it. I think tonight. Might be tonight, okay? So this is just your first show. Then you got Kino, and then you got there's something else you're going to see pop up. All right.
So much happening, man.
We're
not done?
I said right here above this, I'm like, I keep telling myself this guy can't be this bad, right? She said, no, he's awful. You don't see it at first because of his nice guy act. But eventually the mask slips and you realize he's a money-obsessed, insane person who is so unhinged and untethered from reality. God, you got some harsh words. I want to be the sort of internet person who doesn't do fuckery, and just having been involved with him shortly, I'm now forever connected to the fuckery, and I hate it. I hate it. And I totally get that. That would suck to be connected to that giant bastard who robs everybody around him.
Yeah, HCB and Melanie Mac, they really need to take this into account, especially HCB, because apparently Melanie Mac is like his friend. HCB's not. HCB just works for him. And she hopped off. Apparently she's going to be back for the midterms. Yeah, we'll fucking see. I doubt it.
Manipulates everybody around him for every reason. Remember when I called him the most gluttonous dude on the planet? He's gluttonous with alcohol, with drugs, with...
How the fuck do I delete a chat in Rumble? No, don't pin it. How do you delete a chat? There's a fucking bot in the chat and I can't delete it. Is there no way? I'm afraid to click this. God damn, dude. All right, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
With sex, porn, money, spending, consuming, toys, children's items, magic cards, Pokemon cards. He's just consume maximum gluttony. So he carries that on over to humans. He completely robs and manipulates everybody around him. He can't stop. He doesn't know how to stop. I can't stop. You got to suck everybody dry.
Fucking Rumble, dude. Based on the provided search context, Rumble Studio, the video creation and streaming platform for Rumble.com, does not have a specific delete chat function listed in its moderation tools. What? So I just got to leave that spam chat there. Okay. Well, that's fucking great.
Just like he does to the bull.
Rumble, fix your shit, dude. I'm going to have to move over to fucking Kick because this is retarded. Every other platform lets me delete the chat.
Oh, my God. All right, guys. I'm getting a little depressed. Give me some B's in the chat, please. Your conservative Christian channel, sire. Yes. All right. And then I said thank you for having a level-headed response and responding to a nobody like me. And she's like, I don't think you're a nobody. I told her I was going to say that. All right. I was like, thank you for not calling me a nobody. All right, let me move on here. Hold on 2 seconds. I gotta move on to the next piece. Thank you. Raw Alerts real quick says, I hope Chris Mayer is happy with the decision to join Quartercast because last night was bad. She seriously effed up. And honestly, if it wasn't for Bert pushing the conversation, she would have not been talking about it publicly. It was a bad showing. Yeah, I'm going to hit the Orange Boys real quick and we'll move on. Thank you, Raw Alerts. Love you, buddy. I got to respect the Super Chat boys. Saw says, this is for your quartering coverage. Take the risk and these DMs. Thank you, Cody. Love you.
And I'm getting really pissed off the internet right now. because I'm not getting pushed at all. And the only fucking thing that I get is a fucking chat bot. Are you fucking with me? There's no impressions on Rumble. There's no impressions on X. What the fuck is going on? Everywhere else works fine. Am I seriously, did I fuck up? Did I go to the wrong platform? Like, I'm gonna have to talk to Chris Pavlovsky tomorrow. This shit's ridiculous.
Casino, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. John, Japan, thank you, buddy. I love you, buddy. Appreciate you. Billy says, I think him being banned from the repair life is what pissed him off for good. He loved going to them to spy on married women. Billy with a pink voice says, if Jared strikes down your channel, he will regret doing it because he won't like it, and Keno and Vinty will go after him hard. They're gonna go after him anyway. In the lawsuit, for sure, he's also worse than Jarbo. He's worse than Jarbo, yeah. He's way worse than Jarbo. He's way worse than Jarbo ever was, dude. Like, how do you even fall for the same shit? How do you even like be on the Jarbo stream, shit on Jarbo for flagging people, and then you do the same thing like 6
Because he's an alcoholic and he's a piece of shit and he actually doesn't care. It's all a virtue signal.
7 years later? How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah, didn't he was talking about Mark Hamill, talking about how Mark Hamill was like cleaning up his comments and shit, and he's literally doing the same fucking thing.
It's insanity to me. Like, how do you fall for the same shit? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's him. That's where we're at now. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
Oh man, I got to start saving the Jer memes. Start using them as thumbnails.
All right, let's continue, boys. All right, the next of these. She says that the thing with Jeremy hitting on her made her extremely nervous. Sorry, there's been a lot, and I'm scrolling up again. Okay, because I was screenshotting stuff when I was at the gym, and now I'm home. All right. She reiterated about the $250,000. She said the $250,000 is what sent her off the fucking the deep end. And she's mentioned Bearing in these messages. She said the fact that Bearing flipped on him is pretty insane. It's nuts. You know, it's absolutely nuts. Oh, this is a funny. We're gonna show this one because it's funny. We're just gonna. Oh, that's the wrong key. We're gonna show this for Maximum Felting Edition. You guys ready?
That's him. That's not me.
This is gonna be the Maximum Felt screenshot right here for everybody. You ready for this one?
It's the felting.
Like a lot.
It's the cuckening.
Okay. All right. I'm just doing this on the fly because there's extra messages after I got home and started preparing. Okay. Yes. All right, cool. All right, let's pull this up. You guys are gonna like this. This one's fun. All right, here we go. Let's pull this one up. This is really ironic, so enjoy this, guys. Oh my gosh, is that a $300? Holy $300 super chat! Holy ass!
Fuck yeah! Wish I could get a $300 super chat.
Tell Sydney Watson, Willie will.
I think I've made like $20 in total on super chats my whole career.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that support. Love you, dude. Awesome, dude. Thank you, buddy. Holy ass.
I could go for a doobie-doo right now. I'm out of ganja. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that in like a week.
Holy ass. And in honor of this super chat, Mr. Willie Will, let's pull this one up. Pull this one up. You ready? She said, he once called me the cuck destroyer. I don't think he realizes how true that is. Maximum felting alert! Maximum felting alert! She is the cuck destroyer.
So fucking felted. Oh, we got something from PPP here. Let's check it out. Sydney is basically going to cover for this predator rather than expose him because she fears for her and her family's lives. TheQuartering is a mafia boss and Harvey Weinstein of the right wing, and she needs to actually make a stand for once and release the records instead of letting him prey on more women. I agree. Like, I think that she needs to actually come out and release all of this stuff that she has and not just, talk to Camelot because there's no proof. I mean, we don't really need it, but the internet needs it, And yeah, stop being a pussy, man. Like, you will be hailed a hero. You will get help. The internet will help you. You are not alone.
Fucking felt it, brother. Oh my God, the cuck destroyer. Sydney, how could you? How could you do this? Maximum, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry you felt that way, Willie Will I Dot. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that support, man. Thank you. It's insane. Insane, I tell you. Sydney doesn't like him dead bad. Oh, Sydney, what do you mean Sydney doesn't like him? What's he calling Mel? I can't even imagine, dude. I mean, you saw the streams, right? You saw the streams where he obviously was making Sydney extremely uncomfortable, right? Extremely comfortable or uncomfortable. Sorry.
Holy shit! I just saw what this video leads to. Oh man, it does get so much worse. What the fuck?
So comfortable with this. No, she was extremely uncomfortable. Okay. So, anyways.
Oh god, yeah. I need to get off of X. I already said that.
Wait, hold on.
I'm spoiling myself.
Hold on. All right. I think Sydney's joining. I guess she's watching. How you doing, Sydney? Hope you're doing well. Everybody here loves you.
Mom.
Everybody here in the chat loves you, Sydney. I want to see bees in the chat for Sydney on YouTube and on Kick.
You know it, Bish.
Sydney's the goat. She's the goat.
Goated.
She said my StreamYard froze. Oh, we're back. She said she's going to phone in and talk about some stuff.
Oh shit.
Well, that's what she said. She might not. I don't know, but she just said that.
Oh, please.
Dude, my StreamYard is tripping balls. Let me make sure everything's good here. All right.
Dude, everybody's StreamYard is tripping balls. I don't use StreamYard, but like, why is everybody using StreamYard? What's up with StreamYard? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Probably just opened this on another window.
I know it's a streaming thing.
Wait. Oh, fuck. All right. She read a message, so we'll see what happens. Thank you, Rockman. I appreciate you, Willie. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Let's have some fun here. Sydney's joining. Let's make sure she got all of her audio set up. All that good stuff.
Oh, she coming? Oh, yeah, she coming.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Woo!
Okay, I'm sorry if the noise is a bit wonky. I pace because I'm stressed out by
I forget she's Australian.
all of this. I just want to clarify a few things because I've been watching along. Because I really don't want to be involved in any of this for pretty obvious reasons, but I do want to clarify that Jeremy's never threatened my personal life from the perspective of exposing things about my boyfriend or anything like that. That's just an ongoing concern that I have because he's a very private person, and
yeah, probably that and legal issues could arise, especially something this big, and that's no fun for anybody, and that's super fucking expensive.
Don't want anybody to think he's fair game because he's just not, and that kind of goes for the things that I know about Jeremy too. There's no world, and the people in my DMs asking me, I'm never going to say anything because I said this in my video about Elijah Schaefer where I made the point that a lot of this is mutually assured destruction, and there's nothing really in my life, I'm boring, there's nothing really in my life that I want to hide or anything like that. But
yep, I get that. Literally same. I don't do shit and I haven't done shit. Everything that I've ever done, that was actually bad, cancelable in my life, I've already put out on the internet. Like the time that I broke into a hair salon and stole $20 worth of quarters and fucking pair of sunglasses. Yeah, it wasn't my best moment. I was fucking, I don't know, 19 when that happened, 18, something like that. That was 12 years ago.
I will never go after somebody's personal life like that, so I just want to clarify that.
I'm not a sexual person either, so you ain't gonna find any sexual misconduct. I've only been with one woman.
Important.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? You should always kind of leave that off the table, and that's why I think people are calling Jeremy a hypocrite because Jeremy seems to be going around and doing that kind of thing behind alts or when he gets kind of messed up at night on a Friday or Saturday and whatnot, which you have a lot of experience with.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, and my motivation here is, and I think people sort of misunderstand, they think that it's a pile-on. And for me, I think having to deal with two of the same kind of man back to back was pretty awful. And granted, I put myself in that situation. I didn't correctly read the room. But when I extricate myself, I just want to be left alone. I like making my content and being in my weird little bubble with my community. And that's kind of...
You can't have that. I'm sorry. You just can't. That's not how it works. You can't curate an audience like that. What are you going to do whenever people pile on you? Are you just going to delete all the comments? Are you going to block people? Because you can't do that.
That's kind of just where I
Not saying that she would do that or is doing that, but That's kind of the energy I'm getting, where she's like, I want to be in my own little bubble. You can't be in your own bubble because the internet is wide open.
I don't want to be involved in the ongoing drama. The other thing I just want to clarify too is I don't know if Jeremy's product is drop shipped. I can't speak to that. What I meant is that
1000% it's third party, even if it's not drop shipped.
I do all my own packing. He doesn't obviously like touch the product going into the bags or anything like that. He has employees who do that. Whether or not they work directly under him, I also don't know, so I can't comment.
I would hate to be an employee of TheQuartering. I bet they aren't his actual employees. I bet they're contracted.
On that, I'm not going to, because I just don't know.
Because like, who would be an actual employee working under Jer? That wouldn't last long, because you would immediately snuff out who this guy is, what he is.
Yeah, that's what the chat is like. They're like, oh, it's drop ship. Oh, God, Jesus.
I don't know. Definitely third party. Maybe like how Mr. Beast did it, you know, with the, not exactly with the burger company, but kind of.
You know,
I don't want to give anybody any ammo saying that I lied or I said something that, you know, could be misconstrued in any way. So I just want to clarify a couple of things. And the last thing is, yes, I did record conversations. It's obviously so taboo in our industry to do that. Again, these are not things I'm going to be putting on the internet. They were
fuck off
for me to listen back to because he made me feel crazy.
If you're not going to release it, then why the fuck did you say it?
Right.
So it was just a thing where I was like, oh, this guy's saying one thing, you know, on an 11 o'clock call at night when he's drunk off of his head. And then I'd be like, wait a minute, you said all this stuff last night. And then the next day she
is actively helping Jer right now. Actively helping him. I don't think she's trying to. I don't think she realizes it. But holy shit, dude. If you've got information, fucking release it. Or don't say anything about it. Fuck, man. I was willing to be on board with Sydney Watson on this, and this just pissed me off. Hopefully it gets better.
He'd phone and be like, I never said that. And so I just felt like I was losing my mind.
Me too.
So like what kind of stuff would he say? Would just like business stuff or?
Yeah. So with the business, he would call me and he'd be like, you know, you got to buy me out and you owe me all this money. And at the time I was in the middle of a lawsuit. So I hadn't really been working a ton because also I was working for free on the Publica and trying to get that up and running. And obviously the way that business played out wasn't awesome. And there's definitely some culpability on my end with how things went, but he would call me and badger me about it. And then the next day I'd be like, okay, well, you know, you said all this stuff yesterday. I don't have $100,000 to buy you out or whatever arbitrary number he's pulling out of his butt. But then he would say, oh, I never said that. And I really want to do this with you. And it was very confusing. And I always felt like I was being gaslit.
Yeah. And that's what he does now. He'll have a crash out on Twitter and then just delete everything. And I guess he does. That's what my theory is. He just doesn't remember the next day, I guess. I don't know. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there was just a lot of weirdness that went on. And the thing was that I went from working with an alcoholic who was always drunk to working with another alcoholic. And I was just like, hey, I get it. Everybody struggles with these things or has a thing that maybe doesn't work for them. But if you want to work with me, this has to stop. Because I have a weird history around alcohol. It stresses me out. I don't drink.
Same.
And just, you know, having to deal with somebody who was calling me absolutely.
Yeah, I get it, dude. So many people in my life are major alcoholics still. And growing up, that's what pushed me out of it. Like, even I got into it for a little while. I started becoming alcoholic, but I immediately, once it started getting bad, noticed it and pulled back away from it because alcohol, honestly, isn't even my favorite drug. Tobacco and ganja are my favorite drugs. And also, I like me some mushies and a little bit of LSD.
Absolutely off his head always made me really uncomfortable. And
maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to have a heroic dose mushroom trip. Maybe he can come back from everything.
Like, dude, get it together. Especially with him like tweeting at people.
Get your shit together.
I'd be behind the scenes like, hey man, I think you should lay off. And the worst part was people have always treated me like his keeper. They DM me behind the scenes and say, hey, can you, get him to stop doing this and that? And I'd be like, this is a freaking 40-year-old man, guys. Yeah. Like, I'm not his keeper. So
yeah. But you work with him.
Don't drink and tweet, kids.
So his drinking deal, this it's been a while since you've been separated from this whole deal, right?
Yeah, like 18 months. And that's why I don't understand when the Publica ended. And again, things got ugly. It wasn't good. I freely admit that. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. But yeah, things were not great.
Fuck
And
off
then
with that. Oh, maybe one day I'll talk about it. Fucking talk about it. Ugh. Sickening.
After that, just started talking.
This dumb bitch, dude. I fucking hate her. I fucking hate her now. Because she has information, multiple accounts of information for different situations, and she won't talk about it because that's not the kind of energy she wants to bring to herself. Go fuck yourself. This shit is bullshit.
Insane amounts of shit about me. And
what Camelot said at the beginning, where he was like, give her props. I ain't giving her props for shit. This is retarded.
A lot of it was so untrue. Like when you told me the $250,000 thing, that's what sent me into orbit. Because I was like, that's insane.
That's what he's repeating. Yeah, Jeremy has, like I told you the message, Jeremy has this thing where
we're not getting any new information here. Everything that she's saying is shit we already knew. So what the fuck was the point of all this?
He'll just like brag to the public about how much money he gives to people just out of the goodness of his heart, and then they just betray him. They betray him.
So let me clarify on that. The only time Jeremy ever paid me was when we were doing streams together, and he would give me half of whatever super chat money was left after YouTube took its cut. That's the only time. And when the Publica was happening, there was actually one payment that he owed.
Well, I guess that's something new. He actually paid somebody.
Owed me, and I said, hey, you keep it. You just roll that back into the business. That's the only time he's ever paid me. I never made any money from that enterprise, but that's okay, right? Because when you're growing a business, typically you're the last person to get paid.
Right, exactly.
But to make it sound like I made out like a bandit is insane. I didn't know that, and that is staggering to me.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think he has said this multiple times. Like he keeps saying it. He keeps saying it. He does this with a lot of women for specifically. Like there's Trillium Girl in that June documentary. He gave her like $1,000 and all this streaming equipment. I don't know the details, but he apparently gave her all this stuff. And like, is that common? Is that something he does with like a lot of people, specifically women? He just like offers to give them money and help them and finance their stuff. Like, is that a thing?
I can't really speak to other people's experiences. I'm not sure. At the front end, I think that he definitely wants to be a nice guy. He wants to be your friend. He wants to be helpful. And, to his credit, he gave me a ton of great YouTube advice, and he would help me with titles and thumbnails and all sorts of stuff at the front end. But I think that over time, it gets really sour. And that's kind of what happened between us. The tea thing, obviously, was a really big turning point for me. And I know it's all a bit boring to explain to people, but when you have somebody who's supposed to be doing you a favor, and I know what people are going to say, Sydney, you dumbass, why would you ever have a handshake agreement? And fair enough, lesson learned. But, when you're working with people, you expect that they're going to continue to be good to you and nice to you. But it just...
So when, where, what? No, never. I think this bitch might be retarded. What? Of course people you are working with are going to fuck you over. That happens all the time. That's why I work alone. Every single job that I've ever had fucked me over in some way.
Just quickly devolved, I guess.
Completely out of touch.
I don't know if other women have experienced, or I don't know what other women have gone through, but just definitely in my case, yeah, it was like you had this person who was trying to help. He never was like, oh, let me give you a bunch of money, but he was like, let me help you. Because I was at my lowest when he and I started working together.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because my other show had just fallen apart.
Right. And then you decided, so like, was it after the tea or the Publica thing? Like what was the catalyst for you, like separating your show from Jeremy? Because it just ended, right? So like, what was the catalyst?
Yeah. So, honestly, this has been so long. I feel like it's been so long that timeline wise, I might stuff some stuff up here so everybody can double check me on when things ended and started and whatnot. But basically we were doing a fun little stream together called Community Notes. And I think because it wasn't generating as much money as he liked, he was like, hey, let's not do this. It's kind of taking away from other things, which was fine with me because I was trying to grow my channel back and kind of recover from all the things that had happened to me. I was in the middle of a lawsuit. Like I was stressed out. So that was fine. And then I think it was after that he wanted to do the Publica, which again, I think was a really great, noble idea. But to have a business like that, you really need a lot of infrastructure. You need a lot of money behind it, a lot of people. And obviously we just didn't have that. And I totally take responsibility for, part of that going completely wrong. So yeah, we went from Community Notes to the Publica. And around this time was when the tea thing happened. And that's when I was like, wow, you suck.
Yeah. That was like that changed your impression of him, I guess.
Yeah, completely. Because at that point I was used to the drunk calls. And I was used to, some of the other weirdness. But at that point, I didn't fully dislike him. I just thought, okay, this is a person who's, struggling, and he's got some stuff that he's dealing with. Fair enough. We all have that. And then, yeah, when he fucked my business, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this feels kind
No shit.
of personal and deliberate and shitty. And just being told, oh, structure your business better really upset me because,
Well, maybe he's right. Maybe your business was structured like shit, because it seems like you might be a little retarded.
kind of probably got when I was DMing you, I love my company.
I'm probably going to catch hate because I'm getting pissed off at her, but I'm tired of nobody saying anything, man. Everybody's saying, oh, I got dirt, and then it comes out and they're like, oh, I can't actually talk about the real stuff. I can talk about all the things that everybody already knows, though.
Like, I put so much of my time into it.
Fucking retarded.
So yeah, that
dude.
was really upsetting. That kind of changed my perspective of him.
Oh yeah, as it would, and that's why I asked you a question in DMs as far as the weird stuff. Like when you saw, because you would have everybody saw it when you saw that Ren Fair clip. Like, what was your impression of it?
I just thought, why would you behave like that in public?
I know.
Yeah, simple, right?
No.
Like, what do you?
Why would you behave like that in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this, especially as a woman commenting, people chalk all this stuff up to feminism, and they'll say things like, oh, women shouldn't have this perspective, and oh, you're being too sensitive. But in reality, I think that one of the primary functions of a man is to protect women and to make sure that women are not being creeped on. And if you're the man doing the creeping, there's a problem.
Yeah, and he quote tweeted that at me. And I don't know how he didn't have me blocked. He actually blocked me like 2 days ago before he deleted X.
Oh, wow.
Which is very shocking I lasted that long.
My block?
But
oh, wait.
When he quote tweeted at me, he said
I forgot. He deleted his X.
It was just normal banter, normal behavior. And I was blown away because I've never in my life wanted to follow people and film them. And,
No, that's odd behavior. That's bizarre behavior.
Yeah. And that's why I asked you, like, when you were around him personally, I mean, does he act in a way, like, especially when he's drinking, like, because you went to probably like some meetups or whatever, like conventions together and did some events together, like, was there ever any air of this, like, him being weird as hell in public or anything like that?
No, not to my knowledge. The only incident that really stands out to me, you got to remember, it's been a couple of years now, but the only incident that really stood out to me was the one where we go into a bar, a big group of us. I was chatting to a bloke that I ended up dating. He and I just met that night. And yeah, on the way home, Jeremy was telling me that he's going to beat this guy up and he's going to fight him. And I was like, what's giving you this indication that you're going to fight another man to, I guess, for me, like, not for me as on behalf of me, but for me as in to conquer, to take the woman back to cave. Like, that was the vibe. And I was like, dude, I don't know what's giving you the indication that this is acceptable behavior, because
I do. It's called the drink.
At that point, he'd been cool. Like,
she says that she's had to deal with alcoholics before, but apparently she doesn't know how alcoholics work.
He'd been someone who I was talking to about other relationships. We'd sort of talked about bits and bobs to do with our personal lives and things. And I was like, oh, this is like a friend. This is a friend, not someone who's interested in me. And that was when I was like, oh, Christ, no, sir, no.
Yeah, that goes back to the manipulation. Like he said earlier in his career, he was really, really good at like kind of like worming in and manipulating and kind of pulling at people's heartstrings. So that would make sense getting into those like conversations about personal stuff and how he's going to help and stuff.
Oh boy, I have to urinate also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this audio off. I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to keep playing this. I'm going to leave the door open so I can hear this. But I'm going to turn my audio off because I don't want to pull a Hambly and you'd be able to hear my piss on the stream.
Stuff like that to find his way in. That's my impression.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the motivation was or whatever, but this is also before all of the super awful crap went down. So, like, as in with my show ending and what have you. So I don't know, perhaps I'm naive, and I hate to admit that, but I think in some ways I'm a bit of a dum-dum when it comes to these interactions, because I go into it thinking, oh, we're cool, we're fine, we're mates, there's nothing else to this. And then I learn that I have misread the situation or misread the room, and I'm like, oh crap, and then have to navigate it. That was definitely a really, really weird situation, and I just was like, I mean, okay. And I mean, when I dropped him off at his hotel, I was just like, get out of my car, please, get out. This is so weird, and I was so uncomfortable. And then yeah, that bloke and I went on to date for a little bit, and then I met my now boyfriend. So yeah.
Right. And then after that, now is this before? I mean, this, you said this was probably the first instance. So like he would like drunk call you and say like kind of weird, strange shit, or text you weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the drunk calling was really from day one. And again, like I'm not gonna come down like a ton of bricks on this dude, because so many people have problems with alcohol. And I think that, you know, being fair to just humans, if someone's dealing with something and they're not ready to deal with it properly, yeah, substances play a huge role. I don't like working with people who have substance problems, because they almost inevitably cause problems for you and for everybody around you. And so
why do you keep doing it?
I knew when we started working together, you gotta remember, so I met this dude maybe in 2020 or maybe 2021, I'm not sure. So we met, and then we were cool. He hit on me. It was whatever. I was like, all right, I'm going to let it go because you were trashed. So let me let that go, and I won't hold it against you. You know, we've all done stupid shit when we've been drunk. And
He's
then
married.
When my show ended, so that was 2022, beginning of 2022, that's when he came along and was like, hey, let's work together. And because I'd seen how he is when he's drunk, and he's drunk a lot, I was like, hey man, you know, if we're going to do this, I really need you to sober up. And I really I really wanted things to work out, because that was like my absolute lowest as a person. When my show ended, I felt like a massive failure.
Yeah.
And I thought that I just was so sad, you know, like I just was so sad. And so I thought, great, you know, this is another opportunity to do something that's going to be fun and a lot less pressure, and hopefully just a better environment for me. And then it was just more of the same shit on a long enough timeline. And I hate that, because I don't want to be an e-person who leaves this like string of drama and bodies behind me. I want to be the unproblematic queen. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I
Well, you ain't
can't
getting
have
that.
it because of my stupid decisions. So
Jeremy.
At least you can admit it.
yeah.
I don't know if you can divulge it, but Yellow Flashes, my boys in the chat. Do you like? Okay, you've probably seen the crazy shit, and it's a meme, right? It's a meme that's likely true. But do you know anything about this weird situation in his personal life with this bull guy?
I don't, and I think,
doesn't.
like I said,
We're not getting anything from her. The only thing we're getting is some more ammo to make fun of him. No actual information.
This to me is the sort of territory I don't want to get into, because
Okay.
as much as I don't like Jeremy, and I
Yep.
think he's a butthole, and I know he's gonna, like, I'm gonna just say this ahead of time, he is going to lose his shit about me saying any of this. And like, as soon as you started this stream and I was tuning in, I was like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. And
No.
so I know
She hasn't said anything. He's gonna get mad, yeah, but she's not fucked. She hasn't said anything.
know. And
What
it's
is
probably gonna be
happening here?
more of the, like,
Am I going nuts? Like, am I the only guy who sees it like this? Like, this is just nothing. This is just drama for drama's sake, which a lot of it is. But like, holy shit, bro! Give us some fucking information that we didn't know.
out and the lying, and, you know, I know he's got DMs that someone else sent him, private DMs of mine that I had with a former friend that she sent him to get at me, and I know that he's gonna probably post them, and it is what it is. And I don't mind explaining if that happens, and I don't mind owning crappy. That's my dog. I'm sorry. She's singing you all the song of her people. Yeah, I don't mind explaining things, because, like, you know, I'm not infallible. I've done dumb crap that I'm not proud of, but, you know, when you read private DMs without context and things, you know, people then make their own decisions about what happened. So I don't mind. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything. But as far as getting into his personal life, I'm not going there, because I just think that's shitty. Like, other people can speculate, but for me, because again, like, this is a person I was friends with. Do I know things about his personal life? Yes. Does he know things about mine? Also, yes. And so I'm just, yeah, that's like a bridge too far for me.
Okay. And what is your, after everything that's happened? I mean, you sounded pretty like conclusive in DMs, but I might as well just ask, like, what is your impression of Jeremy Hambly now?
I really think he's one of these, like, nice guy TM people who swoops in when people are at their
A sneaky fucker.
absolute lowest. Like if you look at his progression of quote unquote co-hosts, they're mostly women or mostly people who he scooped up when they were having the shittest time of their life. He grabbed me up when I was coming off the back of working with the human embodiment of Caligula, and he was like, hey, do you want to come work with me and do streams with me? And I was at my lowest. He knew I was at my lowest, and I felt like, oh, someone's finally being nice to me. I think you can probably say the same about some of these other women that he's worked with, getting fired.
Yeah, like HCB. She got fired from Timcast and he immediately swooped her up. I saw whenever he was on X, whenever HCB got fired, he was really trying to get her on his show. Like, hey, I can pay you. And right before all that, by the way, he fired his entire staff because he wasn't making enough money. And then he immediately hires HCB and Melanie Mac. Like, what the fuck is that? Even as a fan at that time, I was like, this is some bullshit. What the fuck?
By Tim and turfed by Tim, and he came along, was like, well, let me save you. And like that would be so noble and so wonderful if it wasn't perhaps a manipulation tactic. And I think that's what's so troublesome about this behavior is you have this nice guy who on a long enough timeline actually demonstrates to you that he actually doesn't give a fuck about you. He cares about money. And I can respect the caring about money thing if you're just open about it. If it's like, hey, I actually don't want to be your friend. I have no interest in, getting to know you or helping you or anything like that.
I can't wait to see what Kino Casino has to say about all this. I already know what PPP said in that one post.
Literally just want to make a shitload of money. I'd be like, fair enough. All right, let's roll. Let's make a fuckload of money. Let's do it. But to pretend that it's something else, that really bothers me, and that feels very disingenuous.
Yeah, and that's what he's been doing that a lot. Like he, in every post he was posting a few weeks ago, he says people are betraying him, and that he's been nothing but nice to everybody. He's the nicest guy in the world, right?
It's so easy to say that when you genuinely view yourself as through this like savior complex, and you're not realizing that you're shivving people left, right, and center. Like it's mind-boggling to me that these people genuinely delude themselves into thinking they live in an alternate reality. This is why I said to you, these people are untethered from reality, and they do and say all this stuff that does not reflect actual reality. And when people go, hey, that hurt me, hey, you did a thing that sucked, rather than owning it, they go, no, just kidding, that's a you problem, and I never did that to you. And that's why, again, I feel crazy. and again, I know I'm fucked. Like, I know I'm getting dragged in. I don't want to be dragged in. It is what it is. I did this to myself by jumping on here and talking to you. I accept my fate. But
yeah, accept your fate over fucking nothing. Like, you're destroying everything and you're not even giving us information. Why? You acknowledge that you're fucked, but you're withholding information.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but like this has been eating at your mind for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And I know you're like being real nice. You're like, oh, but like you don't like this guy, and a lot of people don't like this guy, and it's for very good reason. And I don't think anybody faults you for that even a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So because he's burnt everything, and I mean he currently has co-hosts right now that are defending. Like, what do you think is the motivation for like the current co-host? Well, not all of them are defending him. They're not saying anything, but some of them are like defending him, saying everybody is lying, everything's lying, even the videos are lies. Say, I tell you, like, what is that motivation? Were you ever in that like thought process where you would do something like that, or is it just
no? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's weird.
No, I think that people are very guided by money, and which, again, I get it. I respect it if you're honest about it. But I think the doubling down thing is that when someone pays your bills, you're not going to shiv them, are you? Because there's no incentive for you to do that. And so I think what people are missing in this equation is no one's going to turn around and destroy their boss unless there's some material benefit to doing that. And so as much as I think it's icky, I understand. Like, I really get it. I'm lucky enough to be independent. I have the coolest community on YouTube, and I love the shit out of my people. And I'm so grateful because they back me, and they know that, when there's noise, they're like, well, let's just wait to hear what Sydney has to say. And I really appreciate that. But a lot of these other people don't have that.
Yeah.
And they get thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I've been talking about. One of his co-hosts right now, like, they don't have a big channel. Like, they don't really have a lot to fall back on. So I understand the motivation, but I also would like just say like, hey, I'm in this for a paycheck, leave me alone. I think a lot of people would respect that, but they're not doing that, and they're going this weird avenue. And I want your opinion on this. Like, Jeremy's been doing this thing where he keeps evoking like the name of Charlie Kirk for some reason and saying that he's so thankful for religion when stuff gets really bad. Like when the Ren Fair video went viral, he was posting about how Charlie Kirk inspired him and he's so glad he's a Christian now, when he was getting like a lot of heat. Like, do you think that's really disingenuous? I feel like it's really disingenuous.
Oh, absolutely. And I bitched about this privately and probably publicly too. These cultural Christians shit me to death, because I think it's really wonderful if you are somebody who has some sort of enlightenment and you're like, yep, I want to, become a Christian or whatever it is, for legitimate reasons. But if you're just wearing Christianity as a skin to stop people from criticizing you and you're using it as a shield, I think that's so embarrassing.
Or using Christianity to gather engagement for hate videos whenever you like hate on gay people. I'm sure that's what Jesus wanted, for you to make videos hating on gay people, talking about Melanie Mack here, hating on gay people, and that's making a lot of money. That's what Jesus wanted.
And this happens so much in right-wing politics. Not that Jeremy is necessarily in right-wing politics, but he's kind of adjacent.
It happens in left-wing politics too, by the way. Like, people don't realize that because people think that the left hates Jesus, but there are people that grift Jesus on the left.
I can't speak to whether or not he's a Christian or not. I don't know. Maybe he truly is, but I do find it, the timing is always so interesting to me when people come under.
If he is a Christian, he's doing a terrible job at it. Which, I mean, everybody is, but like, to the point where it seems like he's faking it.
Attack for very legitimate reasons, and then their immediate turnaround is to say, oh, I'm a Christian, you can't criticize me. Oh, I read my Bible and I go to church. Okay, bitch, then act like a Christian. And stop this silliness on the internet and actually act like a Christian.
Stop arguing with people in the stands. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. 100%. It's insane. And that's kind of what he's been doing, and just getting drunk and lying. And I think like you have a lot of experience with that.
Oh, I do.
And I do want you to, I know it's, a lot of people are asking, like, is there a part of you, or a large part of you, or a small part of you that's like legitimately kind of afraid of Jeremy, do you think?
That's a really good question. I'm going to say yes. I hate this about myself. I said this when I made my Elijah Schaefer video. This is one of the worst characteristics I have, and I have a couple really bad characteristics, but one of them is I minimize myself because I don't want the drama. And I somehow, I don't know. I know that it's kind of silly to say, because I've been in 2 back-to-back drama situations where I've then, had to wait years to be able to have my say and to be like, hey, this is actually...
You're not even having your say. You're withholding information.
Actually how it went down, or at least this was how I interpreted things. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm fearful from the perspective that people know that I don't want to be involved, and they know I probably won't say anything, and so it kind of gives them license to come at me a lot. And because I don't also want to burden my people, my audience, my viewers with drama, so I just stay out of it, and that actually eats at me.
Yeah, no, I totally get it, because it's like an overthinking thing. Well, and I told you this in DMs, but I think it's very, very important, and it is hard.
I think Camelot's not going hard enough on her because he likes her, and it's very disappointing
to convince yourself. It's an easier said than done thing, right?
Like, I wish he would just say like, hey, I'm not trying to get this information out of you. Just know that the internet's gonna fucking hate you because you mentioned you have information and you're not letting go of it.
Yeah. I don't think Jeremy has any power. I think he likes to pretend like he does, especially not right now. I think people really, really respect the fact that you're just here. I mean, Shoe on Heads in the chat, she said, we love you.
I love Shoe. She's so cute.
Yeah. And there's obviously always going to be trolls and whatnot, but I don't think Jeremy has any power. I think all of his power is through threat.
Well, you know what? Actually, the one thing he could come at me with, I'm just gonna actually rip the
Didn't say shit. Didn't say the shit. If he can't come after you, what the fuck?
Band-Aid off. This was my shitty behavior during the Publica thing. So Jeremy, I'm taking this out of your arsenal. So one of the things he's threatened me with is that a girl I formerly worked with, things didn't go well. We had a fallout. I won't name her because I don't think she wants to be associated with any of this. Fair enough. She leaked a bunch of private chats to him where I trashed the shit out of him. And I want that to be really clear. I said some not nice stuff. Because at the time, I was like, fuck this guy. He's making my life hard. He tried to murder my company right as it was trying to get out of the crib. I was like, fuck this guy. So yeah, I was a bitch. I was a very, very nasty person in DMs to friends of mine, just by the way, just mates of mine that I trusted implicitly.
So she hid it this entire time instead of taking accountability because she wanted to protect her image. Starting to feel like she's just another one. At least she's not flagging people. She's just holding information to make herself look better. Fuck, man, fuck.
Well, silly me.
Why do people suck?
And right there at the end,
am I the only one who thinks this?
And this is the minimizing myself thing. He was calling me. Oh, sorry, I'm walking and I'm stressed. I have to sit. Okay. I think people think I'm this like larger than life person, but I'm actually not. This like is stressing me out. I have to sit down because I'm getting out of breath. Okay. Okay. So so DMs were leaked to him, and when the Publica was ending, one of the things that we wanted to do, because I love the team. We had all these writers and content creators, and they were great people. And so they relied on the Publica for jobs, right? And so the girl that I was working with was like, hey, I don't think we can kill this because then, we're putting 10 people out of work, which is horrible. That's a really, really horrible place to be. So I, behind the scenes, was trying to find an investor, going really hard, just like, okay, I called everybody that I knew who could possibly connect me with an investor. I ended up meeting somebody just by chance at an event. And he was like, yeah, I'll help you fundraise to start a new project. And so at this point, Jeremy was constantly calling me going, oh, you owe me hundreds of thousands of dollars for this website. And I was so stressed out. I was in the middle of this lawsuit. I was in a weird place financially. Like I definitely didn't have a ton of money, and I was working for free so freaking much and not getting paid, which is, again, it's fine. It's a business.
Yeah, no. It's not business. That's being a fucking idiot.
I get it, but I was not getting paid. So I had no money, or very little money, I should say. I wasn't earning as much as I could have been. And so I said to him, fault. I made out like my financial position was worse than it was in order to extricate myself. I wanted him to feel bad, and I wanted him to be like, oh, I'm doing her a favor. I get to wear my nice guy hat and let her go from this project. And he did. And he did. And, I know that's manipulative and I know that's shitty, but that's the thing that's been eating at me that I don't want him to expose. I totally did that because I wanted out.
Well, and at least the only new thing that we've learned is that Sydney Watson is a massive piece of shit too. Fuck, man.
Wanted this person to stop harassing me and calling me and stop telling me that I owed him hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Why the fuck didn't you say anything, man? It could have all ended.
When I'd been doing all this free work and, trying to coordinate and trying to get this thing off the ground. And so I was like, yeah, dude, my situation sucks. I'm super impoverished.
I didn't want to be inside any drama, but I'm just going to let this eat at me forever. That's not what happened at all. She just didn't want people to see her as a piece of shit.
Please release me. And he was like, yeah, I'll hold on to the company. And, you can buy me out at a later stage when you're in a better financial position. And I was like, and you know what? Honestly, I probably would have done that if we hadn't have been working on a different company already.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, I actually don't think, I think she in the chat or said something similar. I don't think those DMs would even matter because here's the issue. Like, he's harassing you for money, like all the time. And he's also not paying you as much as you should be paid.
No, he didn't pay me at all.
Okay. All right. Cam's pushing a little bit.
That's the thing. Didn't pay me a single red cent. And so, it's embarrassing to admit because I don't want to be an untrustworthy person, but that is one of the shittier things I've done. And it was just largely because I was talking to my friends behind the
scenes. One of them? What was the other ones?
One of whom actually was in a very abusive marriage. She left. And I said, this is the person I'm working with. I don't trust him to not flip the fuck out and go off at me publicly. Because obviously, in this silly game of internet, whatever that we're doing, it is imperative that you don't misstep and do horrible crap that makes people hate your guts.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard for people to not do horrible shit. I don't do horrible shit, It's not that fucking hard. I don't get it. These fucking internet retards. Like, they're trying to be business people. There's probably a reason why you're not doing actual businesses and you're just on YouTube. Because you're too retarded to do anything else anywhere else.
It's very hard to do this. And so I was terrified that if I just simply said to him, I want out, I can't pay you this random ass sum of money that you're talking about, he would attack me and he'd come at me. And I was genuinely fearful of that. So she said, one of the things you probably could do here that would help you get out of the situation is minimize yourself.
No, you should have exposed it.
A baby person, be a victim, and allow him to rescue you. And I thought, well, that's embarrassing as shit, but all right, I'm going to do it. And then I got a bloody DM from somebody because he'd obviously been talking to people about it. And I got a bloody DM from someone and they said, oh, I hear you're in financial hardship. And I was like, oh my God, even if this was true and I was as impoverished as I'd made out, I was like, you're telling people that? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, when you're saying that, like, you owe him money and you're afraid of what he's going to say or what he's going to do you feel like you were like in a blackmail situation?
I feel like I was being, pushed into a corner.
You
I was mad because...
Yeah, she's not going to say blackmail because she don't want to get sued.
Got where he was coming from saying, I'm funding this thing, I want to see something for it. But I also kept thinking to myself, that's fine, mate, but you got to bloody turn up and actually freaking contribute. Like, what?
You too, bitch! You too! Give us some information!
The hell do you mean you're just going to bitch at me privately, call me drunk, say all this crazy shit, tell me that you're going to pull the plug on 10 people's jobs, which would have been horrific, just by the way. And then you're going to spread it was such a clusterfuck. And like, again, I don't want to be a person that people...
This interview's a clusterfuck.
Associate with horrible, manipulative, shitty behavior. But I mean, I suppose if I've got to own it, I've got to own it. Yep. Totally had to minimize myself to get out of that bloody situation. And I'm sad that it didn't work out because I actually think we had something really cool brewing. But at the end of the day, it's like, I can't work with people like that. It's just awful.
I mean, he's a, and for lack of a better phrase, and I've been talking about it for a while, like, he's a pretty bad person. He's a pretty shitty person. I don't think anybody sees you as a bad guy in any way, shape, or form in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I've definitely tried my absolute best to not be a fuckwit, in my time on the internet. I've misstepped. I've definitely stepped in some potholes and acted like a complete moron from time to time. But, I think a lot of the people who are content creators who know me and who are watching this, even if we've, had conflict or whatever at some point, I think a lot of them would be like, yes, it's all right. And that's what I want people to feel and think. I don't want to be somebody that gets associated with lying and dishonesty and shittiness, because if that's going to be my mark in the world, that sucks. No, thank you. And so to be associated with somebody who's kind of built this brand on, like I said, nice guy TM, like, okay, dude, but is actually kind of hurting people, not physically, but, hurting people in financial ways or threatening them. And I mean, like, the dude was threatening to sue me over this $100,000 or 200, whatever the hell number he's pulling out of his butt. He was threatening to sue me over all this. And I'm thinking, this is so unhinged, bro. Like, do you not understand that the amount of work that I did for free because I wanted this thing to succeed? Meanwhile, you're just, flopping around like a fish on a deck and not contributing. I was like, oh, you are out of your bloody mind.
Well, he just wanted he wanted the money like he got from the team. He just wanted the more money.
Yeah. Well, he was always intensely I think perhaps intensely jealous of Tim Pool, because Tim's memberships on his website are quite high, from my understanding.
Right.
And Jeremy was like, hey, man, we can like achieve this and make a shitload of money.
Constantly, dude. I could sense that whenever he started to want to go on Tim Pool's stream, that he was trying to be Tim Pool. He was copying a lot of things. He opened up the Discord like Tim Pool did because Tim Pool did that. And he completely fucking failed because he couldn't realize that Tim was barely holding up
money a month. And again, I've just come out of a situation where I had a really nice paycheck that's now gone. And I'm going, oh, shit. And I just moved into a house to be closer to the company I was working for. And now I'm living in this house with a rent that I somewhat can't pay. And so, to have this person be like, oh, let's do all these things and let's make all this money. I was like, that sounds awesome. But, failing to realize.
Dude, it's all about fucking money. It's all about fucking money.
That to actually get to Tim Pool.
When you're chasing the bag, everything's gonna get fucked up because chasing the bag is fucking evil. Make more and more money all the time. Put yourself in a position where you don't need money, where you could be dirt fucking poor and have everything you need. Whenever you're wanting to make more and more money, you're just wanting more and more expensive things.
Level of membership and content and members only content, you really got to put in the time. That's a full-time job.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on Timcast a bunch, and that is like some high level shit out there. I mean, I'm sure you've been over there, but like, would you say, like, I've heard this a lot, like,
Yeah, that's why I hopped out of Timcast. It was too corporate. It got too big and too corporate.
Say that like TheQuartering is kind of like obsessed with the level of Tim Pool or Tim Pool himself or something.
Yeah, I would say that he's definitely got to be in his bonnet about Tim. And like, I don't know why, because I don't think he even registers to Tim.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that meme. I don't know what movie
They had that falling out that one time, and ever since then, it's just been nothing.
From, but there's like a scene.
Since they're talking about Tim Pool, I'm gonna go ahead and find that.
It's an older bloke, and he's like, I don't think about you at all.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't want this to turn into like a Sydney bashing Jeremy fest, but I think like this is similar to how I felt about all the Elijah Schaffer stuff. I have held on to so much for years and years and years. And the irony for me is literally just this afternoon, someone tweeted at me and they said, Sydney, are you ever going to talk about the Jeremy thing? And I was like, probably not. There's nothing that I can say that hasn't already been said. And here I am like an absolute schmuck.
6 hours later. No.
So I own that. You know, people are going to be like, oh, she tweeted this and then immediately talked. Yeah, I know. I guess that when you messaged me and a couple of the other boys who have DM'd me about this, you know.
All right, here we go. I found it. Kind of small and there's no audio. All right.
And then that night he was supposed to be on, he went on a different show and criticized me for not talking about it.
Wow, dude.
And then I'll let everybody who's a member know why I blocked him, because he sent me a message at 2 a.m, which came off as a veiled threat. I will try and quote it verbatim what he said. I know our audiences want a war, but I don't. Please tell me your guy is taking her to task.
Wow.
And I just said, I'm done with this.
So he's telling you to do what he wants, basically.
Well,
Just telling you to kowtow.
the context there is beyond what he said. My understanding, and I don't know if Shane probably doesn't want me to say this, but messages had been received basically threatening us that if we did not write a negative story about her, we would regret it. Mm-hmm. And then a couple hours later, Jeremy sends me that message, and I just said, I'm not playing these fucking games, dude. Yeah. And I just blocked him.
Hell yeah.
And people are like, but why did Tim block him? Well, I don't know. Maybe it was because he made YouTube thumbnails of my face with Jack Murphy's beard. Mm-hmm. Shit talked to me while saying, but Tim's my friend. But you know, and then that night he was supposed to be on.
Yep. And there you go.
And we've talked a little bit. They'll, you know, be able to testify that I'm just frustrated because people have been talking about me a lot, and it's the same thing with, you know, the Elijah stuff. It weighs on you for years and years and years. Everybody talks around you and you don't say anything because you just don't want to be involved. But then these narratives transform about you. These narratives pop up, and, you know, I don't want anybody to think, when you said to me, oh, I thought you not talking meant that you were buddies, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah. I have I don't know why this is like a meme, but were you ever required to sign an NDA or currently under one?
No, I think that was an accidental miscommunication.
No, she's just holding back information on her own accord.
On my part with Warski, because I was like, oh, the Kino Casino boys have been talking about Elijah Schaffer, and someone was like, oh, they asked if you would come on and talk about it, and I DM'd Warski and I was like, hey, I'm like NDA'd to shit on that front, so like, sorry, I'm not able to talk. And then directly afterwards I said something about TheQuartering, I think, and there was a bit of a miscommunication there. So no, I've never signed an NDA. Jeremy's never asked me to sign an NDA. The only NDA I have is with my former employer.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat said, confirm Tim Pool plowed his wife.
Hey, and I have a burning ass question that I've been thinking about this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, this is kind of weirdly unrelated, but do you have any like rough idea where his like coffee company, if it exists or if it's located anywhere? Do you know?
I know. Well,
Here's gonna be the riveting information. She knows she has information, but she's not gonna say anything. This shit's fucking retarded. She's destroying herself for no fucking reason. God damn it, dude.
Yes and no. I know that's so unhelpful. I don't know a ton about their operations. What I only know is from the 3PL vantage point. And for people who are not familiar with that stupid terminology, a 3PL is a fulfillment center.
Right.
Fulfillment center being someone who makes your boxes, packs your product, blah, 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 sends it out, whatever. So I do know that he has a warehouse, which, by the way, I don't think it's anything to be, embarrassed about or to make fun of him for. Like, putting aside him being a crappy human being, like, if the dude's been able to buy a warehouse because his company's doing well, I think that's actually really cool.
Shocking revelation just now that I just saw. PPP reposted, moderator Marcy and old school A-Log just had their chat read at the end of the Candace Owens show, and Candace now knows about the quartering flagging drama and said she'll look into it. Okay, well, that's gonna be fucking crazy.
So he does have a warehouse. I know he has some
Can't wait
staff.
for that.
I know he has an overseer of the sorry if you can hear weird breathing. My dog is sitting beside me getting a head rub. I know he has a manager who runs the 3PL. I don't know how many employees they have, but he does his own fulfillment. Again, I don't know if that's how he was presenting it to me, as in, oh, I do my own fulfillment, but in actuality, it's some other company he's contracted, or if they're really under his umbrella. I don't know.
Sweet, I got the next video lined up already.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do genuinely work for him, because I think the company does quite well.
Okay, yeah, because the reason people are always confused is because he says he sources the beans personally in the personal batches, like the flavoring. He does it, like, he sources all personally. I'm like, I don't see him going down there and doing it.
No, I mean, like, here's the thing. I'll say this. I mean, tea's a little bit different, and the way that I do my tea is a little bit different, but it is very hard to source product like that, and especially to do that well. A lot of this stuff is a full-time job, and that's why I was saying to you in DMs, a lot of YouTubers do utilize third parties to do basically everything, and that's not how I would want to run a business, because you have no control over what you're doing. But if that's how other people want to, that's up to them. I think they should disclose that to their people. So I think it's just bullshit to say that you're hand sourcing stuff that you're obviously not. And I think it's also fine to start off white labeling stuff, because then, I don't know how it works in coffee land, but my supplier, they do a little bit of coffee, and I've asked her about it, and she was like, oh yeah, we do beans for people, and like we can do different kinds of beans and different roasts and all that kind of stuff, so that you do have some control over that. But yeah, there's no way like you're hand sourcing bloody beans. You're going to
he's not growing coffee beans. I know what kind of setup you gotta have to grow coffee beans. You have to grow way too much coffee. If you think you got too much coffee beans growing, you ain't got enough still. Because you need so much. I played Stardew Valley. I know how to grow coffee.
Some company who makes the beans, and you're saying, put them in the bag. And they go, okay, we put them in the bag. And that's how that goes.
Right. And I think that was like, do you think you should disclose where, like, for some reason you won't disclose that it exists or where it is, or like the FDA is involved? It's getting really weird. And I don't know why he's like letting it all fall to the wayside.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what people's expectations here are, because then the thing would be, oh, Sydney, disclose who your blender is. And I'm never going to do that, because that's not, I don't think that's maybe it is people's business. I don't know, actually, that's a good question, but I'm probably never going to disclose that. Not because I'm trying to hide anything, but just because she probably doesn't want me to. Honestly, she probably doesn't want to be associated with any of this. But I don't know. This is so hard for me, because I get it from a business perspective, why people white label, or why, maybe he started off white labeling and then he bought the company. Like, I don't know. But I think people maybe are slightly jumping onto things that they don't have enough information about there. But to be fair with you, I don't have enough information, so I can't comment. And that's actually
well, maybe if we got a little bit of fucking information.
Yeah, that's actually fine. The issue is like, people were like, what is this coffee? And he was basically implying he was making it himself and had some employees that were making it, and then he was doing everything, from that standpoint.
He may have acquired the company. He may, like I said, he may have white labeled and then acquired the company. He may have done, but it's a big operation, to like acquire beans. It's because all of them come from international farms, and there's a lot of stuff there, like a lot of stuff. Because this year I was like, okay, cool. Well, I really want to bring my manufacturing in-house and do all of my own sourcing for all my own tea leaves, and not work with a blender and do all this myself, which is a lot of work. Yeah. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, oh, geez, like you need all sorts of government it's a lot. Yeah.
the reason I think people have a big issue with it, Madam Sabby brings it up in the chat. There's no information on like allergen info. That's why like the FDA and stuff is starting to get like privy to it, because there could be allergies based on the flavor. The flavor of coffee needs to be on there and it's not on there. And there's
not to mention he was labeling it kosher when it definitely fucking wasn't.
You know, people could be getting in a really rough. You know, I'm allergic to shellfish. If there was some shellfish or some coffee, my ass is fucked. It better say it on the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, see, and this is a thing. Like, I think I'm slightly behind on this. Again, the only thing I can reckon this with is my tea business, because it's sort of similar. I am very express. It's so funny. A lot of companies just do natural flavors when they have additives. I list out, probably to my own detriment, but I want to be upfront with people. I list out exactly the flavorings that we have. And then if people have additional questions, because like, to be clear, everybody who's listening about tea, I know everybody's in this like Maha thing, and I so respect the shit out of it, but it's really hard to capture some flavors without doing artificial flavor, especially like people who buy from me, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot give you a root beer flavor without root beer flavoring. Like, I'm sorry, I would love to, but I don't know how to do that. And I don't even think I can. So you want to disclose that kind of thing just from a standpoint of, you know, like you said, if there's an additive in there that someone can't have, you want them to be really clear about it. And so, yeah, that is 100% a thing that if he's not doing that, he should be doing that. But a lot of companies don't, and they assume that they're not going to get sued, and they probably won't.
Yeah, I completely agree. I have a question that I was thinking about. What if, a lot of people are like waiting patiently for the people directly involved with Jeremy, like, you know, like Melanie and like Hannah Claire, like to say something.
Yeah, the people who are saying shit are saying nothing. They're not saying the things that we actually need to hear. They're just confirming all of the things that we already knew.
Yeah, exactly. What would be your advice, like with your experience, what would be your advice to them? Like because it, you know, stuff's gonna, the bridges will be burned eventually. That's just how these things work with Jeremy. So like, what would be your advice to them, you think?
I think it's hard because with these kind of people, like I said to you before, it's a mutually assured destruction thing. I'm sure you know some stuff about them that they don't want public. And, you know, to be fair, when you're an internet person or you have a bit of a following, there's a lot of stuff about your life that you want to keep private, and there's nothing wrong with that. The trouble, though, is when that gets utilized as ammunition against you. And so I think there's an unspoken thing in political media, especially, and I'm going to lump them in with political media because they are kind of political.
Right.
There's an unspoken thing where
when your entire life is online, you can't hide shit. You're not allowed to.
You know that if you want to say something about your situation, someone's going to be on the other side of that hill slinging shit back at you, basically. So that's why I said to you, like, I'm fucked. Like, I know that, and that's okay. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm like the most boring person in the
What are you talking about? She literally was hiding things earlier. She said she's not going to talk about some things. She doesn't want to. Talking about, I don't want to hide anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. You fucking are. The fuck are you talking about?
But I know that it puts a target on my back, and it's
to protect yourself.
There's stuff that's probably gone on, things that have happened that they're like, yo, I don't want this out there. And when you're dealing with people who don't have any moral boundaries, they don't care what they throw at you. They so want to get knee deep in the bloody mud and chuck as much shit at you as they can, even if they're taking a hammering as well, because they just want to take you down. So I know that these girls are probably going to leave this situation and say nothing. And there's nothing I can say that would change their mind about that.
Right. No, I agree. It's people are getting caught up in like an absolute shitstorm right now because of it. Like there was a stream yesterday that was a freaking shitstorm, and everybody's trying to give everybody advice, and no one's following the advice. It's very, very strange. And what do you think Jeremy should do? Like, do you think what should he like take a break? Should he go to rehab? Yeah. He should go to rehab immediately and like get the hell out.
He should quit. He should quit the internet.
Yeah, he should get sober. That's what he should do. Yeah. He should get sober, and he should focus on his own shit and less on other people's. The thing crazy to me, and I don't know if anybody else has pointed this out, because full disclosure, I love a lot of the people who've been involved in this. They've always been super sweet to me, and so I got no drama with anybody these days. Thank the Lord.
Oh boy, I can't wait for this to be over so I can get into the next video.
But I think that like what's so interesting to me about Jeremy and, you know, with the way he's been attacked and everybody's been coming at him is there's a massive parallel here to the way that he went at Jack Murphy. And I actually said to him at one point during the Jack Murphy stuff, I was like, you need to lay off because this guy's going to kill himself and it's going to be my fault. And I won't be able to live with myself. So please lay off.
Right.
And it's interesting because I don't want to add to the shit that Jeremy's in right now as much as I'm angry and I don't like him. I don't want to add to it because these are
You better stop talking about this drama because this guy is probably going to kill himself. Yeah, go fuck yourself. No, don't be a pussy. Don't kill yourself. Fucking, I don't even know what to say about
this
that.
is, I think, where I'm such a bitch because I just
if you don't talk about somebody because they threaten to kill themselves or you think they're going to kill themselves, then people are going to start using that as defense. Like, you can't talk about me because I'm just going to fucking kill myself. Yeah, that don't work.
I empathize and I hate it. It's so Cancerian, but I empathize and I go, I would hate being in that position, even though you brought it on yourself. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy because Jack Murphy was the same thing. He screams at me on a show. People are like, what the heck? They go after him and then they hammer him and they hammer and they hammer and they hammer. And I'm going, holy shit, this guy's going to die and it's going to be awful. And that's kind of how I feel about Jeremy right now is I'm like, you need to get off the internet, bro, because you're just going to make it worse. But he can't, you see, because his income's tied to it.
Yeah, he's upset, and I think he's just really obsessed with affirmation. Like, he just has to be here and has to be here, and not only with his Rumble deal or whatnot, he has to stream. And I don't really, to be honest, I don't think he's a streamer. To be fair, I don't think he is. But
streaming's hard. I don't know how you guys do it. I always think to myself, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to read. I really respect the streaming because you guys just kind of talk and talk and talk and talk. I know I'm doing a lot of talking right now, and I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sure people are not wanting to listen to like 2 hours of Sydney having a bloody pity party.
I would if you'd actually fucking say something.
But I never get to talk about any of this because I'm so fearful of getting my head kicked in. So now everyone knows I'm a giant bitch.
Well, a burning question. What did you think about every time Jeremy would randomly bring up his like shitting stories? What was that about?
I think that when people have shame around an issue, they like to talk about it, which is so weird.
So you think it's like a weird kink of his, like a weird shit kink?
No, I don't think it's a kink. I think it's like a thing that he probably wants to be out there so that it makes him feel less bad about it. Like he can make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually like a sore point for him. Yeah, again, like I don't know any information about kinks or fetishes or any weird crap like that. Thank God.
I just know they're weird. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And that's the thing. You alluded to this with Jack Murphy. People give hammering. The issue with Jeremy is like you don't have to look under the hood too far to just see everything. And he is complaining people are going after his wife, but he talks about his wife on like every single stream. And then he says he's getting harassed, but then he posts a picture of his wife that day on YouTube that they're hanging out. And I'm like, what?
He posted? Oh no, he pinned a post that was saying somebody was going to rape his wife. He pinned that.
What are we doing here, right? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't. To
use a marriage as a shield is another thing I have a massive problem with, because when we have partners who are not involved, and I'll say this, like sometimes I tweet about Tex and boyfriend because he's funny as shit and I think he's hilarious and I like, talking about the weird crap that we do. But I would never utilize him as some like weird shield on the internet so that people can't criticize me. To do that to a party who's not online, not involved, that's always rubbed me the wrong way, especially to use it to shit on some of the women who, I don't know how people feel about like Lauren Southern, for example, or, Hillary Crowder's a really good friend of mine. Jeremy's gone at both of these women and then uses the marriage thing. Oh, well, your marriage fell apart, blah, 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 but I'm still married. Like, ew, dude, ew. What are you doing?
Yeah, he just uses it as a shield for everything.
Yes. And it's bizarre because this woman's not online. She's not an e-personality. And just by the way, I think my dog is.
Hasn't she been online though before? Yes, she has.
Screaming again. Apologies, everybody. But yeah, to utilize this just seems, it's very icky to me. I don't like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Jeremy's would you consider this is going to be pretty pointed. Would you consider Jeremy like a predator? I do. I can say that all day. What do you think?
Predator. I mean, I know I called him a predator in DMs to you. I was just mad. Predator's I think some predatory behavior has absolutely taken place. Yes. Whether or not he himself is like, a full predator.
A fool. He's at least like 3/4.
Yeah, I mean, the dude has done some weird shit. And like some of the things that I've seen in streams or some, I guess my own experiences.
I can't believe people are taking this serious. Like, I think everybody that's on her side with this just like her. And that's because she's not saying anything. Everybody's like, oh, she's so brave. She didn't fucking say anything.
It's like, this is not.
He's like, she's running defense for him. Oh, no, he's not a predator. Oh, his coffee company it's I don't know. It's probably real.
The behavior of a married man. Like, you don't act like this towards women. You don't sit at a bloody fair and behave the way that you're behaving towards women and children. Like, it's icky and it's not acceptable. And so, yeah, I find it predatory.
And he's a predator.
I am.
It's predatory, but he's not a predator. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what?
Nervous to wholesale call someone
Bro,
predator.
I cannot wait to get to the Kino Casino video.
But I've worked with them. Like, everybody knows, like, my former co-host did a lot of really predatory stuff as well, and I would probably term him as a predator. So, I think that this behavior is so common.
We still alive? The audio. Oh, you're back. You back?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you're good. Yeah.
Just
Sorry.
me monologuing.
Yeah.
It was Jer. Jer tried to take her down.
But yeah, no, I completely agree. I think he's a full on predator. I just see
Same.
that. I've met when I was growing up. I've met people that I do not associate with anymore because I've seen like the way they act, and I 100% get that vibe from Jeremy. Like 100, I have no problem fucking me like, yep, predator, 100%, gross, disgusting predator. And I think everybody can agree. Is there any other situation that you've had in the past that just really irks you about Jeremy that like we don't know really?
No, I think we've covered it all. Like, I got a pretty long fuse for most people. I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. So the major things that have really fucked me off about his behavior are ones that we've covered here. I want to give someone like Jeremy initially the benefit of the doubt, because especially when you kind of get involved with people in a work sense, you want to see the best in it. But crippling my baby company.
Oh, I think you muted yourself. Maybe. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, every time my screen turns off, maybe it's okay. You got me?
Yep.
Okay, I got to stop pacing. Like I said, I'm stressed. I pace when I'm stressed. I don't know if anybody else does that on the phone, but I feel like I'm on a phone call. So I'm pacing in my kitchen.
Right.
But I'm going to get sat now so I don't disappear again. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's nothing I can think of. To be fair, I've probably blocked a lot of stuff out because I don't want to live in this moment. But in a way, it feels kind of all right to just like have my say, have all this information out there, and if people, they'll make up their own minds about things. The one thing I will say is that I don't make claims that I can't back up. So I hate the fact that people are going to assume that I record all the calls that I have with people, but I don't. I've only done it with Jeremy, and only towards the end of our working relationship. So like, can I back up stuff here? Yes, I have recordings that, like I said, I'm not going to give them to anybody. They were for me to play back to myself. I have.
So then how are we inclined to believe you? Just because we like you? Like, why would you even say it? Why would you? It pisses me the fuck off, dude. Why would you even say that you have them if you're not going to fucking release them? I don't even know what else to say. This is fucking ridiculous.
DMs that or messages.
I've got information that could really take down this predator that was being creepy toward children, but I'm not gonna, because that's just, I'm a better person than that. Fuck off. Like, seriously. How is she not getting canceled just the same way that Chrissy is?
That he has sent me that I can back up some of this stuff too. So I don't make claims that I can't back up.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason why you recorded those. Is you were feeling like
gaslit and insane.
Yeah, fucking release them. Release them, or I don't give a shit.
And a way about him.
Yeah, I was, and I want this to be really clear. I don't want to be the sort of person that other people don't trust, where they're like, oh, Sydney's going to record.
Bro, I feel like I got gaslit into thinking that this was going to actually be something.
Me? No, I don't do that. The only reason this happened was because the bloke would get drunk, call me, say stuff to me, and then walk it back the next day. And when this happens to you enough times, you go, am I insane or are you lying? And so, yeah, I recorded them because I wanted them to listen to back and be like, okay, it's not me. He literally said that.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. That's good. Did you watch the June the King documentary by any chance?
I started it, but 3 hours, man, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's long. I watched the whole damn thing.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in segments.
I actually have a video that's coming out in a couple weeks. It's probably gonna be like a 6-hour video. I might have to cut it up.
I got 30 minutes in, and I only got through the first. I have all the freaking toys and stuff. What was the cars? Was that what he was doing?
The RC cars and all that.
Yeah. So I got to that bit, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go do some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough stuff, but I think everybody can agree that Jeremy's a terrible person, and the truth about all these things, like that we haven't really elaborated on yet, I think they're all coming, and I do hope that he jumps off the internet. Now, I will say that he does give us a lot of stuff to talk about, so at least there's that, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is good for all you lads, that are on this and across it. This is probably the only time I'm actually going to say anything. And I really hope this stream does so well for you. I hope you make lots of doll hairs. And I hope that, people get some additional information about this.
There was what additional information did we get? We didn't get shit from this. There was no new information at all. It was just confirmation on things we already knew that we didn't need confirmation on because it doesn't fucking help anything.
Me, and from my vantage point, I just sincerely don't want to be involved any further.
That's too fucking bad.
I feel like I've just finally become drama free for the most part. And now I just want to stay there. I just got bees. I'm a bee mom. I want to go.
You can't do that on the internet. You can't just hide from it.
With my bees, and that's what I want to do.
Right. No, I think everybody is really happy that you at least spoke on it and you at least said your piece. And because everybody's like, no one's saying anything. And that's why they were so mad at the stream the other day.
I'm glad we're hearing something from her, but I wish it would have been actually something and not just the fact that she talked.
With Melanie Mac, because nothing's been said. And I think people really respect that. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think you have anything to worry about as far as Jeremy at all. I think he's a big ass bitch, to be honest. I think he's a bitch. So I don't think you have anything to worry about there,
Well, again, I mean, I'm kind of showing him some grace by being like, yo, dude, I'm not going to go ham at you. And
I'm disappointed in this so much. I'm disappointed in Cody on this one. I wish he would have pushed back against her and been like, no, actually, you need to release these because you're going to get so much shit. Like, you can't get out of this drama.
Expose stuff that would make a lot of this shit make sense. I'm not going to do that because I think it's crappy, and I'm not going to speak on things I don't know about and assume. And I really expect that to be. I expect that
it would be crappy for me to expose an actual fucking predator. It's just like one of the fucking Hassan orbiters that turned on him, but they're not going to say that he's a terrorist supporter. It's fucking bullshit, dude.
Courtesy to be given back to me, because again, there's nothing that I'm afraid of. It's just
not saying anything, dude. Nothing I'm afraid of. I'm just not gonna release these messages from a predator because it makes them look bad. Because I want to be drama free.
Stuff about my life, my partner. He's a regular human being. I don't want people coming at him. I don't want anybody to like mess with the guy. And it's just shit like that where I'm like, hey man, like you can attack me all day long, whatever, but leave my family or my loved ones out of it,
Yeah. I agree. No, I completely agree. Hypothetically, if Jeremy goes like scorched earth, is that something you would consider as going scorched earth back at his ass?
No, because I think that I like I said, I'm
gonna be the bigger person.
I've said what I need.
I'm just gonna let the predator destroy my life.
To say I've gotten my piece out there. That's all I wanted. If he goes scorched earth, I'm not really sure what that would look like. I don't think I've done anything.
It's gonna end up with you having to expose everything. Fucking retarded, dude. It's just a fucking runaround.
Outside of the, somewhat manipulating him into letting me out of the situation by, making myself a little bit smaller than I am. Right. That's the thing I'm the most embarrassed about because that's really
I'm seeing what the chat's saying. Cam's chat is agreeing with me.
Not a Sydney characteristic.
She's too soft.
But I just took advice from friends who were like, "Here's how you get out without this person nuking you," and I was like, "Sick, okay, I will do that." And I don't think that's like the greatest behavior, but I just wanted to extricate myself. That's the worst thing I think I've done. I fucking pissed on him in DMs to friends. If he wants to post them, go right on ahead, Jeremy. I definitely made a bunch of jokes about being a feminist. I don't care anymore.
Softball alert.
I don't care. Like, it is what it is. And I think it's shitty to share DMs as a rule, you know. Even when I made my Elijah Schaefer video, I asked every single person whose DMs I shared, bar one, because we don't have a relationship and I don't even think I had his phone number. But I asked every person because I was like, if I'm going to share DMs and back up what I'm saying, I want you know, people to give me their consent. I have this dude blocked on everything, so I don't know, outside of calling me from a random ass number, I guess he can't ask for my permission to post mean DMs that I sent my friends about him. So
yeah, I wouldn't worry about him. He's just a big ass bitch, and he just likes to threaten people. It's just that's what he likes to do. He likes to threaten people, and that's about it. That's
yeah.
He seems like he goes as he just threatens, you know.
He's really trying to, but why doesn't he just fucking tell her? He's trying to give her an out. Like, hey, he's not gonna do anything. You should just go ahead and just say all this. Just release everything. He's not gonna do anything. He's a huge pussy. And she's still holding back. And I think she's lying and saying that she doesn't want to release it because she wants to be a bigger person. Because that doesn't make any fucking sense. I think she's just trying to save herself.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll say this, you know, there's a lot of really nice internet people, but I think that this sort of behavior is
I'm not one of them.
Really common. This sort of like lying and being deceitful and kind of being a shitty person. It's kind of a tenet of a lot of internet humans, and you don't know who they are until you know who they are. And usually at that point, it's because they've done something to you.
Yep.
I think it's really unfortunate the way that all of this has played out with Jeremy. I sincerely wish that he and I had never crossed one another in this capacity. I wish that things had quietly faded away and I didn't have this stuff to say about him, because it's not fun. It's not like this is fun for me. I get it's fun for everybody else because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you get to clown on someone that you don't like. But for me, I'm sure everybody can hear it. You know,
it's not even just that for me. I was a fan of this guy, and I feel like that I've been fucking burned and lied to for years.
Stressed out. Like, this is super stressful because I just want to make my content and be left alone. But it does feel good to have my say. It feels so good.
Your say? What did you say? What'd you say?
To apparently to fix this random lie about me getting $250,000, which is psychotic. I wish I had $250,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm sure there's other stuff that you can tell me.
I don't know if it's just me, but you notice this disappointment on his face. I don't know if that's what's going on or if he's just tired, but I'm very disappointed.
That he said that I can be like, no, that never happened. But that one is crazy. I'm glad that people know that's not true.
Yeah, that was the biggest one. Is he loved to brag that he gave you $250,000.
He never did. I don't even. Where do you pull that?
I don't know. He just said it on camera, you know. And then he said you talked shit about him, and then he was mad about it because
I did talk shit. Yeah, I totally talk shit.
That's fine. He deserves to be shit on. Let's be honest.
The other thing though is don't we all talk shit about people we don't like with our friends?
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you paid me $250,000, bro, produce the receipts.
Yeah, he won't be doing that. He'll just block everybody and then delete everything again.
And his fans will think that he's telling the truth.
Receipts, bro.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it. You know. So I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, this kind of makes sense because when he was threatening to sue me, he was like, "You owe me all this money," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I told you, untethered from reality.
Did he ever go any further on that, or did he just say, "Hey, I'm going to sue you"? Is that what he said?
Well, this was so weird. He sent me this bloody message, and he was like, oh God, I like read it briefly, and then I was like, "What is this?" It was basically he'd said, "Sorry, my puppies again." He'd sent me this message. And he was like, "I'm just giving you a heads up that my lawyer is preparing documents to sue you," or something along those lines. "And I'm giving you the opportunity to come up basically with a payment plan to pay me back, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, what? Oh, this is weird, man. Like, when you
charged her extra and then expects $250,000 from her. Why? Oh, I know why. Because he needs money. He's going bankrupt. So he was trying desperately to find any way that he could, even if he had to make up some bullshit. Maybe he could have scared her into doing that payment plan. Like, oh, maybe I did end up owing him $250,000 because I'm a shitty worker. My business sucks. What a piece of shit. Dude, Jeremy Hambly is completely fucked. He's probably going to stay online, but he's just going to have the lol cow status.
When you're suing somebody, you don't tell them. You just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. No, I completely agree. But nope. Yep, he's bad. He's bad. And I really appreciate
that's what this whole fucking interview was. Jeremy bad. And that's it.
Coming on and saying your piece, because I didn't
Yep,
really
I agree. Jeremy bad.
expect it. I just messaged you too, and
I think I was just getting scared because like you were so cute when you were reading my messages, but you were taking some liberties that I was like, shit, like I want to be accurate in what what I've said to you. Like I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying and then take that and run with it. I want to be really clear. Like, he's never threatened my partner. He's only ever threatened to release messages and to sue me. I don't know if his stuff is drop shipped. I don't know. I think those were the only primary two that I was like, oh, Camelot, no, please don't do that.
Right. No, but it's all good. I'm glad you clarified. I'm glad you said your piece. And I'm going to go ahead and read my super chats now and read anybody's questions. So you're free to leave, and I'll message you or anything if I have any updates for you. But I really, really appreciate it. And I think
how does the chat think this went?
A lot of people really, really appreciate you speaking on it, because no one's spoke on it yet, and somebody just wants to know like why is everybody afraid, or is everybody afraid, or is it all a conspiracy, right? So I think that everybody appreciates that.
Yeah, no worries. And again, I know I look like a
one, everybody's afraid, or two, they're just trying to save face for no fucking reason, and it just makes them look worse. Like, I'm not gonna release it because it makes me feel like I'd be a bad person if I release this thing about somebody, about this fucking actual predator.
Because earlier today I said I wouldn't comment on this, and here I am. But just so everybody knows, my motivation is really because I want to clear the deck. Now everybody has my side of the story.
It hasn't cleared. It's not been cleared. We already knew.
Story via you and also via me. And I would have a little bit of, again, this is the empathetic bitch baby side of me, but I would have a little bit of empathy for the people that are working with him, because yes, they're culpable, but when money's involved and when your income is tied to a person, you will do stupid things in order to not be impoverished. And there's a lot of small, when you're a big creator, you can just kind of go on your merry way and do your own thing. When you're small, that's a lot harder to bounce back. So I do have a level of empathy. I do think these girly pops are a little bit, they're being a little bit silly, but that's okay. When you're in the throes of it, you do not see the forest from the trees. You just don't. And so it's when you get out of it that you're like, wow, I was a dumbass. So that's what I will leave you on. I hope that this answers questions. Obviously, I know a bunch of creators are going to be in my DMs. Feel free to
Yeah, the chat. Release the Hambly cut.
Message me. I already see them popping up. Hello, everyone. But yeah, if there's any questions that people want answered, just send me a message, because your girl actually is working on a video for tomorrow. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, Sydney. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a wonderful rest of your stream.
Here we fucking go.
Thank you. Thank you, Sydney.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Oh, God, I thought she was going to say bye, and I took a drink. All right, boys. Thank you. Look, good dudes. That was a big deal. It was a really, really big deal for her to come on and kind of say her piece and be honest, which is I don't think anybody's got in a long time. And I know people want to hear some crazy shit.
She was being honest, although she was withholding information.
Like, what's the bull? Where's the bull? Show me the bull. Drop the bull files. I totally get it. But I respect the hell out of her coming out on and saying her piece and doing it in a respectful way. So thank you.
Still fucking pissed me off that it just didn't need to happen. There was no fucking point to it.
For that, for giving us a little bit of info there and helping us out there. And we're going to continue going. Actually, I do need to, I know Casino started, so I need to let you guys, I know you guys want to watch it, so I appreciate you guys so much. But let me read these supers real quick, because I know they stack the hell up. I really appreciate you. And a big shout out to Sydney again. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out. Thank you. Let me go down. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my God, there's too many. This activity feed is terrible for Kick. It's so little. Can I pop it out? I can totally pop it out. Oh my giggity God. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right. Give me some B's on Kick. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys wanted some more crazy damning info, but it's real relationships and just saying her piece. So I asked all the questions I saw in chat popping up as hard as I could. The bull one, I was like, come on, where's the bull? Because Yellow Flash is asking, let's show us the bull. I was like, all right, we'll ask about the bull. Billy says, Bull branded coffee where everything's handpicked, has a special wild flavor and everything. Billy, what you weird ass motherfucker. Ben Ryder says Cody Cecil and his chat just didn't get it. Please talk to him and explain why this is such a big deal. He thinks Chrissy's being justly targeted. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. I've talked to Cecil a little bit about it. Chrissy just she fucked up real good, and on her stream afterwards, she should have just been like, yeah, I fucked up. I lied about everything. And then just read the super chats that were calling her a fuck up, and then let Venti. Well, she just should have admitted that she lied. I don't know why she had a problem. I mean, she admitted she lied by not admitting either of the answers were correct. So like, just say you lied. Who cares? Like that's all people want to hear is like, I lied. I just wanted views. Like, you know what I'm saying? 420 Funny says, let's fucking go. Well, buddy, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, Kino.
Yeah, I will give it to Sydney Watson that I don't think she was trying to get views when she was coming on here. I think she actually was trying to say her piece, even though she didn't fucking say anything. But I think she thought that she did, and maybe she feels better, so good for her, but fuck!
Says the quartering thing is fractured the side of YouTube worse than Eric Gillette versus Comment Skate and Nick Ricada combined. Yeah, I mean, it's been a big deal. It's been a big ass deal.
What's YouTube? Like, there's no YouTube community anymore. It's just the internet community with people posting on YouTube sometimes now. Because they're actually not, there's no such thing as a YouTuber anymore. Because everybody's on all the platforms.
MLS Making Law Sybil says third strikes are the worst. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Llama said, do you think Jeremy cleans up after the bull? Oh, God. Yellow Flash, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Ashes suffer citrus. Thank you, buddy. War of Wizard says, for the inevitable drunken crash outside. Oh, yeah. Strike. Yeah. You guys got to understand that the fact that Sydney's even talking is going to make Jeremy go absolutely batshit insane. It's gonna happen. Okay, so
yeah, that I'm glad is happening. I can't wait, man. I could not wait. I can't wait to see who he strikes down. He's probably going to strike down everybody who reacted to this rather than striking Camelot himself, because Camelot's too big.
Because no one knew about the fact that he robbed her blind by charging her 5 times the amount for her tea when he did fulfillment, and then just took the money. Come on, take the money and run, right? No one knew. Well, I guess they maybe had an idea that he completely lied.
I was hearing people talking about it.
Giving her $250,000. Like, why does he keep saying that? And then he threatens to sue her with and she even admitted herself, it kind of, felt a little blackmail-y, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. Thank you, War Wizard. Appreciate it. He said he would fight a guy over Sydney for some reason, right? Gonna fight a guy over.
Well,
what the fuck are we talking about? He's the nice guy. He's gonna save her. MSC says baptism by fireball. He's gonna save her, guys. Don't worry, he's totally gonna save her. Fu Manchu called it. Ben calling it. I'm undefeated. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome back. James, how you doing, buddy? Marcel, thank you, buddy. Billy says, I think him being banned from the Repair for Life is what pissed him off. Oh, the Ren Fair. Yeah. Good for them to spy on the marriage. Yeah. The Ren Fair thing was absolutely beautiful. And I'm glad it happened. Bob Dobbs says, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and things like these. I warn you, as I warned you before, that those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. I guarantee you, Jeremy's never heard that before. Yep. Alan Jones says, how was your weekend? Oh my God. Earlier on Jeremy's stream, he said, how was your weekend? And he caught himself. And then he said, I accidentally closed the chat. So he couldn't see everybody being like, what the fuck? You banned me for saying that. You're allowed to say it? What the hell? He accidentally skipped and went back into old Jeremy mode, Buster Brown says, straight stunting on Pooh Jerry. How you doing, buddy? Frostfang. Yet somehow JDA thinks we're the cancel mob to them. JDA. I think I've seen that name. That sounds familiar. MLS says it didn't happen unless we hear the recordings. Release the recording. Thank you, MLS. I appreciate you, brother.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I know that it did, but to the world, to the internet, it doesn't happen unless we see it.
I appreciate you. Badger Toes says, I'm on Xanax and opiates due to the cancer damage. I drink, but I have friends. I don't spurg out like this. Well, I think the cocktail depends on your susceptibility to certain personality traits, right? Not everybody does it, right? Like some people drink whiskey and they immediately want to punch people. Some people just sit there and laugh when they drink whiskey. Depends on who you are, right? Badger Toes.
I just don't shut the fuck up whenever I drink. I start talking about all kinds of crazy shit, man. If you like Jews, don't talk to me while I'm drunk.
Pixie Hayes. Thanks for this. Thank you, Pixie Hayes. Appreciate you. Daniel Robertson says, was hoping to get a reaction of Jeremy today, but unfortunately all he did was delete my comment and block me. Yeah, well, that was a goated ass comment. He said, you said you wanted seconds on his wife or something. I thought that was pretty fucked up, but it's pretty funny too. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate you. Aries says, what about the blackmail situation has changed that she can talk about now, but couldn't tell the story before? It doesn't make sense. Well, I think she wanted to just separate herself from it, right? And now she's
which is fucking bullshit. You can't. Not with this situation, not with this much on the line. I don't think she fucking realizes that this affects her. Like, this affects, even if she had nothing to do with this. She's on YouTube, she's on the internet, this shit affects her because people are allowed to just false flag and get channels taken down left and right.
Probably got a lot of...
And her withholding information is allowing this to happen even more. So you know what I gotta say? She can go fuck herself in this situation. I'll probably watch some of her videos tomorrow.
A lot of trauma just from freaking
I still love
existing
her.
in the same sphere as Jeremy, right? I think that's what it boils down to, you know? Random Umbrella says, firm handshake. Sweaty, weak, wristed handshake. Oh, you already know, brother. He got those fat guy hands. Mick TVA. Sorry. Jeremy's the Jabba the Hutt. Stogie says, so he had his subs pay to save the family business, and it was just drop ship. The man is utter fraud. He should be hounded off YouTube. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I mean, if you watch the June the King documentary, I mean, he's done like 30 crowdfund events for stuff like that, right? YOLO Swaggins. You need to
even like when his fish died, he was like, I need $10,000 for the fish's funeral. And there were funds in it. People paid.
Or to screenshot all the combos before he deletes them if you haven't done so already. Thank you, Yolo Swaggins. Oh, she's got all of it handled, I'm sure. Thank you, Yolo Swaggins. DB, I'm sorry you felt that way. New Backstreet Boys. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you. I see you, John. I see you, Sauce. Thank you, buddy. Dante for a member. Thank you, buddy. Billy Hatcher. I'm going to move to the kicks next, by the way. Okay. Any news?
Yeah, I think that's about all I had with that. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting anything else out of that. Buy them all. Link in the description. Folly down mugs.
Adios, turd nuggets.